I did notice you kept posting in messages. Oh, I forgot about that. I might have to change that around. Oh well. We'll see how it looks, I guess. But welcome to the stream. I want everyone to this. We got a new overlay. It's just a bunch of pictures, really. But I don't know. I really like the one on the left. I feel like that's perfect for here. I might change the thief one to over there, but I felt like it being above the jar. Jar over. I think it's jar. So the chat still shows up over there, which I didn't even think about when I put it down, but got all these random things here. We have the best GIF. I'm sure someone appreciates that. And boy, is it quiet. Good thing I am talking enough to make up for that, but boom! Oh, wait. Not entirely. I actually have this turned off because I was grinding Pokemon. There we go. Oh, that's a good start. 2 cards. One of the Black Raven, and the other one's on fire. Oh, one of the White Raven. A country into one to the west, and one to the east. When those which are split are made whole again. Get set on fire! Oh, truth will reveal itself. That's a neat looking knight. It's the Yatagarasu! Yatagarasu's in here! You know, she set something on fire! Oh man, my office. You accursed Yatagarasu. K, you! Wasn't K, was it? Oh, 8 hours earlier. Great, I love these ones. Where we go into the past after being in the future. Better not burn my office down. K is the Yatagarasu? What? So nice, almost dreamlike to finally have a chance to relax and sip some tea. Your Gumshoe's gonna come rushing into the room in 3. Especially after what a whirlwind the past few days have been. On my return flight, why are we getting it back? Oh, whatever, it's fine. On my return flight, I was dragged to a case involving an Interpol's agent murder. The next day, I investigated kidnapping and a murder at Gatewaterland theme park. And later that night, a detective's dead body welcomed me back to my office. Along with a thief who was out to pilfer files related to the case from 10 years ago. How did I manage to find myself in the middle of so many cases back to back? What am I, Phoenix? Actually, he has months between cases. Yeah, but at least now they also put the timeline, back in place. I hope I'm not watching this place burn down to the ground in 8 hours. That would be an awful time to sip tea. Well, at least I have today. All I ask is to be allowed to spend it quietly and not on fire. It's getting hot now. Mr. Edgeworth! Oh, it's you. I thought it was gonna be Gumshoe. This is big, I tell you. Hey, what's wrong with you? Where's your enthusiasm? Are you sipping tea? That's so new. And suddenly the phrase fragility of dreams comes to mind. What are you talking about? Fragile dreams? Come on, let's go. Fake Yatagarasu isn't gonna just find herself, you know. I mean, she might if she looked into a mirror or something. Well, if you must know, it's possible I was paid to visit last night by your fake. Say what? Yeah, but did Edgeworth even get paid for these? Unfortunately for us, the thief managed to escape, but even now, we're still looking for this criminal. However, I must warn you that we've only had a few hours to search so far. I've only enjoyed 2 cups of tea. So I must insist that you be patient on this one, Kay. What's with you today? Are you sure you aren't sleep talking to me right now? Anyway, I got something more important that I want you to see. You know, more important than that fake Yatagarasu. Oh, and that is? Take a look at this. On March 14th, I will be there to steal your dirtiest secret. That's quite a bold declaration to send an embassy. It was inevitable that a newspaper would catch wind of this. The day the card mentions that is today. Today, huh? Great. Just one after the other. Yeah, these ones specifically. Like, did he get paid for the sudden murder on that plane? Gatewater Land he might have got paid for. Come on, we gotta hurry. The embassy awaits. I suppose it is quite an urgent matter. What about defense attorneys? What do they get? Nothing? However, do you know which country's embassy we should be investigating? Well, it's some really special country, and shouldn't it be this country? It's this place's newspaper. And I'm actually really fuzzy on the details. But never mind that. Where's all your energy? Why are you lackadaisical today? I'm not, Kay. You're just too wound up. Do you not want to get paid by the murder? Every time someone dies, you get $10,000. Unless you killed them. Also, I forgot to do something very important. I apologize, but hello Sivia, hello Sanosuke, hello Random, hello Blood Silver, hello P, and hello Dragon. I don't think I missed anybody. But I hope you're all having a good night. I forgot to do the most important thing. Well, then you should get wound up too. Because this just might be our chance to catch that woman. You mean Miss You? But we always miss her. Hello, Loex. Thank you for the host. The woman who killed Kay's father, Bern Faraday, 7 years ago. Don't die. Callisto Yu, claimed to be the great thief Yatagarasu, and then disappeared from the courtroom. Ah, she makes me so mad, the phony. Just phony. Everyone knows the real Yatagarasu would never send something like a calling card. Until a company's underhanded dealings are made public, at least. Target is always totally unaware that the Yatagarasu has paid them a visit. Thank you for the 7 objection bits. Objection challenge bits. Also, I have this strawberry banana drink. Superior hydration, apparently. It's not as good as I expected it to be.
Objection.
Darn coconut water.
Sabapping.
Sabapping! Not so fast! Sanosuke with the challenge. Challenging your challenge with his 7 bits. Thanks again for the bits. He is a Von Karma. Von Karma is one of the top tier people. Like, despite his dealings, he was still a rich man. So...
Not so fast.
The target's always totally unaware of the Yatagarasu played a bit. That's what makes the real Yatagarasu so awesome. Yatagarasu's card that was shown in this article. Looks to me as though it could be genuine. Genuine? See, that's the thing. Whoever it is, that person isn't the real deal, but has a knowledge of the Yatagarasu. This isn't a clue that this woman's involved, then nothing is. Come on, Mr. Edgeworth, out the door you go. Wait, there are a few preparations I must make before we go. Hello, Gumshoe? Something interesting about this card we found last night here in my office. It's of a different color than the one in the article, which makes me wonder why. Why was it inverted? Jeez. That's a lot of cupcakes. Well, thank you for the 77 bits.
BD.
BD. What's up? Any reason why you're boring a hole through the newspaper with your eyes? No, no reason at all. Very well, seeing as how Miss Yu is also some special nature to me, she kinda held me at gunpoint for a minute. I agree there is some merit to be found in investigating this. I knew you'd come around. By the light of this night's glorious moon. It's another samurai thing, darn it! Ready to embark on our nightly outing. And this is where. Our tale begins. Well, Edgeworth is gonna love this case. It will be super high. What a coincidence. Who would have thought that a Steel Samurai stage show would ever be held at such an elegant theater inside a foreign embassy? Yeah, the climax was really awesome. Steel Samurai, Sushi Slice. I got chills down my spine when he pulled that move out. It was pretty fishy, though. Was it really more impactful to watch a show in person than on television? I have to say, though, this embassy is set kind of funny. And they have two countries sharing the same building. Well, as you said yourself, this place and the countries it houses are very special. Even this theater is special in a neutral zone shared by the two countries. Let me get this straight. Steel Samurai show just now is being sponsored by one of two countries. I believe it. I'm sure Sushi Slice is going to come up. Like, what was the Steel Samurai's final move? It's obviously the Japanese Twister. Yeah. Like, ha! If you were really at that show, you would have known it was the Sushi Slice. Well, it's called the Kingdom of Alabast. Alabast? It's Alabasta? One Piece? Yes, it would appear the Steel Samurai is very popular in that country as well. Seems that way. You know what I'm really into? The Jammin' Ninja. Republic of Babahole is sponsoring a Jammin' Ninja stage show. That's something for fangirls like me. You've totally got to see that one too, Mr. Edgeworth. Jammin' Ninja's show is gonna kick the Steel Samurai show's rear end. You know, ever since I first met this girl, I've always had this inkling that what she really wants to be is not a thief, but rather a ninja. So anyway, about today's event, what is it called again? The Kingdom of Alabas versus the Republic of Babahol? Goodwill Jubilee. I don't know. Small European countries of the King of Alabas. Are these real countries? I assume no. The Republic. These two countries used to be a single entity that was abundant with nature. It was called the Principality of Cadopia. Cadopia? That's a pretty fancy name. Is everything alright, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, I'm alright. Moving on. After a period of civil unrest, the country split in two, though signs of their past remain. Why is this the moment she stopped being cool? Edgeworth is cool because he loves the Steel Samurai. And by working with Kay, he has already united these countries. For example, their flags preserve the flower and butterfly motifs to this day. Why are you guys giving me the dots? Cadopia, Manny Cochin was for Cadopian, huh? KG-8 incident, and what was referred to as the second KG-8 incident, in which an embassy staff member was murdered. Whoa, what's with the music? Both of these cases were related to the Principality of Cadopia. In the 7 years that have passed, the country may have split in two. However, the Yatagrasu still sent a calling card here. What could it all mean? People who really like ninjas? Mr. Edgeworth, I know you're thinking about something. Oh, excuse me. What were we talking about again? If you could please stop spacing out on me. Anyway, we were talking about the Alabas versus the Goodwill Jubilee? Oh. I can't speak. So, two countries have had a pretty bad relationship with each other, but supposedly they've been trying really hard to make up recently. That's why I decided to hold this event. And, you know, play their best shows. Not the case. Why is it versus? Also, both countries claim to own the... Hey, tell that to the village hidden in the sound. They killed a lot of people. And they just use sound things. If you like... That one guy who like swings his arm and blows up your eardrums. Easy assassination. Also, both countries claim to own the real Prima Duck statue, a national treasure to both. They're planning to have them publicly evaluated today to see which one's the real deal. Okay, need I remind you to take care of not succumb to your thieving desires? Well, then when it comes to the treasure, I can't help myself. You know that. Ugh, she better be saying that in jest. Hey, I can read your body language, you know. And you got it all wrong. Look, I'm here to do some investigating. Investigating, I tell you. I know. And although we don't know if the Yaligrasu will really make an appearance, I suppose we should still spend some time examining this place. And also, could you please stop filming me? I did not consent to being filmed on camera. Is that Lotta Heart? Let's go talk to Lotta Heart. Where in tarnation are they? Come on, Big Scoop. Hey, mister, out of the way. I'm talking to you. You seem to remember this woman from somewhere. If my instincts are directing me not to engage in conversation with her, how would it be best if I left her alone? Well then. I guess that's just a cameo. Kinda sad. I expected her to be like involved somehow. What is it with her hat though? Whenever she turns to the right. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Blood Silver. I do hope that your sensibilities can keep themselves steady. Hello, sir. How's it going? Hope you're having a good night. It appears the child's watching a video from the first season of the Steel Samurai. Go, go, keep on fighting until your last breath. Go, my hero, the Steel Samurai. Completely absorbed in singing the theme song, I see. I'll let the child watch in peace. Go, go, hero. Alright, that's good. Alright, give me a dramatic slam right there. Hey, stop, stop. Do you mind? Get out of the way, buddy. Okay, once more. 3, 2, 1, action. Okay, was it my fault just now? Well, he's obviously working. I guess we should leave him alone. But he was also filming us for at least 10 minutes. And we're here, reporting live from the Theatum Neutralis. As you can see, tonight's audience is full of enthusiasm. Let's see what this member of the audience has to say. Okay, that was good. Let's do one more run-through. Excuse me, when you were ready to film for real, would you mind giving me a call? As if she didn't hear a single word I just said. Uh-oh. I found the Yatagarasus. You can tell because they're dressed in black and white. This is the perfect angle. Go, my image. Travel across the wave world into every TV set around the globe. A more honest approach to appearing on TV might serve your ambitions better. That is a fancy shirt, sir. I appreciate your shirt. Is there something I can help you with? I was wondering what beyond these doors. It's the Alabaster Embassy. Now, unless you have some business with the embassy. I suppose I can't really claim to have any business with the embassy right now. Well, you don't have to be so rude about it, Mr. Guard. Can't even tell who's talking. Damn. Hello, Mimikyu. How's it going? I did not realize they were auto going. Middle of the show, I can swear I heard her hip crack. Hip crack? Pink Princess has a bad hip? Seriously? I didn't get most of that. What did they say? Now, I've seen a lot of these shows in a bunch of other places. Today's show is like they went for a completely comedy, you know what I mean? Oh, darn. And that Pink Princess movements were really stiff. Middle of the show, I could swear that I heard her hip crack. Oh, I know, I totally thought that too. Pink Princess has a bad hip? Seriously? What were they thinking, you know? 10 more minutes. No, 5 more minutes. Is it really bad for me to spend my time doing this? It's no use! Would someone please tell me what I should do? Appear to be troubled by something. May be of any assistance. Leave me alone! I'm trying to figure out what... just the right time to talk to that girl over there. If I mess up, it'll be because I'm talking to you right now. Somehow I get the feeling he's about to fall flat on his face. Well, let's just do what he wishes and leave him alone. I'm guessing I have to look at these? There are pamphlets about the 2 embassies here on this table. I should definitely take one. That is a perfectly symmetrical building. Looks weird to me. Country split 2 years back. They've shared the building and it's ground 50-50 ever since. Oh? I guess it's because they don't have any money to build 2 separate ones, huh? I should think that's not the reason why, okay? I suppose I'll just help myself to one of these. Yes, thank you. I wonder if I just carry around a folder. Whoa. What's all the hubbub? Ack! Hey look, it's the Steel Samurai! And he's got his son, the Iron Infant, with him. That's a dumb name. Yes, yes, coming through. Hello? May I speak with you for a second? Oh, Steel Samurai's gonna be... It's the Steel Samurai! He's so cool! Mr. Edgeworth, what are you glaring at him for? Please excuse me. I would like your autograph. Just that I've never seen a superhero up close before. Yeah, give him the autograph. Looks like he's written something down for you. To Edgeworth, from... How does you know my name? Samurai Daddy, married man in Neo, Tokyo. Wow, an autograph. Pretty cool, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? Huh. But how do you know my name? Mr. Steel Samurai, Ambassador Alba is waiting for you. Let's go. And now the Steel Samurai will proceed into the... Oh. Now the Steel Samurai will proceed into King Alba. Steel Samurai isn't only here for the 2 countries tonight, but rather can be thought as a goodwill ambassador from our own country as well. There we go. It better not be Larry. I swear if it's Larry. No, he didn't. He would have put Edgy if it was Larry. Maybe. May not have been able to talk. There he goes, off to spread the goodwill of the world. He really does seem like a goodwill ambassador, doesn't he? Okay, we're shooting next segment now. Cue camera. In just a few seconds, the Gem and Ninja stage show is set to begin. After the show, the Gem and Ninja will enter the Republic of Babel. He is set to meet with the ambassador of Babel Hall at that time. The Gem and Ninja show is about to start. We gotta get back to our seats. Regrettably, I don't have much of an interest in ninjas. Well, this show will change your mind. Come on, we have to hurry. If you miss it a second, the Gem and Ninja's awesome playing, I'll never forgive you. Ugh, I suppose you're not about to give me much of a choice here, are you, Kay? I could listen to that ninja marked for death's lullaby song all day. Superb playing that sad melody really brought a tear to my eye. His heart-wrenching voice, now that's the Gem and Ninja's greatest weapon. Those pieces of Gem and Ninja merchandise over there, I gotta have them. Especially that hair sticks they're selling exclusively at these shows. Hair sticks? They're exactly like the ones the heroine Princess Misola wears in her hair. Anyway, samurais are superior, cough. Anyway, hold it right there, Edgeworth. Yes? You're not thinking of going home, are you? Well, it doesn't seem likely the Yatagrasu will be making an appearance tonight. Most likely it was simply a prank. No way, I just know how the Yatagrasu will show. I thought you said that the Yatagrasu doesn't send calling cards. Yeah, I did, but I figured from the very beginning that this would wind up being a wild goose chase. I just wanted to see this out. But that card she sent was a genuine fake calling card. Genuine fake? How can I word this? Yeah, the Yatagrasu's marks on the calling card is exactly the same as my mark. You know, the one on this scarf. Get it now? We got a problem. Hello, I am a blue and black officer, greeting the green officer. Yatagrasu's been spotted in Albus. What? You hear that, Mr. Edgeworth? Ha! So you finally decided to show yourself, you phony. The layout is different. I hope you guys enjoy it. But it is pretty dorky. We can go back to the other one pretty easily. Hey, what gives? I'm sorry, but I'll need to search you before you may enter, even though we know where you are. What the? Hey, Steel Samurai just waltzed straight through with that one. Now if you hurry up, don't let me through, my phony's gonna escape. Wow, I didn't do anything to you, I think. Okay, a country's embassy is considered to be part of the country itself, if you don't go through the proper procedures to enter the country. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm gonna enter that bubble and climb over the wall to Albus. Hold it! You would tell a prosecutor straight out that you intend to illegally enter another... Okay, are you listening to me? Okay, Faraday, and I'm coming through. Yes, and welcome. Someone stop her, anyone! Ah, darn it, I'll do it. Where's Gumshoe when I need him? Hey, where are you? Don't tell me you really did find some way over this fence. Like by jumping, or by using that stepladder over there. Fire! This is too big for us to handle. Looks like the Yatagarasu came to Babel too. And also set the place on fire. Wow, that was 8 hours? It's already been 8 hours. Well then. You accursed Yatagarasu. K! You had better be alright. Wherever you are. That's not what you said 8 hours ago. It's, now. Oh, there's Gumshoe. Gumshoe actually did catch her. Well, I told you it wasn't me. I mean, I am the Yatagarasu, but I didn't do this. Hold it. Ugh. Why are there so many stairs? Okay, are you alright? Do I look alright to you? Can you do something about this woman? Mr. Edworth! Detective Gumshoe, what is the meaning of this? Well, sir, so this. It's got on fire. Oh, that guy's dead. Peace. It wasn't me. He was already dead when I ran in here, hot on the heels of the fake Yatagarasu. I only came here because I saw a suspicious person at the open-air stage. A suspicious person? I believe you, Kay. You wouldn't do that. A long black coat and a hood over their head. I dare you tell me that's not suspicious. I saw that person, I immediately thought that they must be the fake Yatagarasu, so I chased after them to the embassy. Then into here, and then I lost sight of them. And then Gumshoe was here. I just know that person was the one who did it. What are you so worked up over? There's no reason for you to be so loud. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you're Agent Lang's secretary. Sheena, I believe is your name, correct? Yeah, I guess that's my name. And if you are making an arrest, I assume you have evidence that it was Kay who committed the crime. Is that also correct? No, I just really didn't like her yelling at me. You refuse to answer? Sunglasses! I don't need to answer. You are merely a prosecutor in this country, meaning you have no investigative authority. Hey, pal! What the heck does what you just said meant? What happened here? It's under Mr. Edward's jurisdiction. The end. Seeing how this building's sitting in our soil, we can investigate wherever we like. Unfortunately, Detective, embassies are a different matter. Huh? See, this office is considered to be a part of the Republic of Babel, which means that anything that happens in here defaults to the control of the Babelese government and the Babelese law, giving them exclusive extraterritorial rights. Extraterritorial rights? Sir, do you really believe the truth is out there? Basically, our country's laws do not apply inside this embassy of another country. That's what we agreed to in our respective governments. Our authorities to investigate was effectively nullified the second we entered this place. It means we can do little in here in this situation. No way, sir! Please leave this matter to Interpol's hands and go home. Mr. Edworth! Hey, you're not Mr. Edworth. Hold it. In that case, allow me to join your investigation. Francisca! Miss Von Karma! Whipped. Why? I was just going to say hi. Did not expect her. Ambassador Paulino, I truly appreciate you allowing me to join in the investigation. It's really nothing. Manny was my secretarius. So of course I want to help you as much as I can. In fact, it's a blessing the Interpol agents were able to make it so quickly. Also, my entire place is burning. Or was burning. Francisca. Well, I never imagined I'd meet you here of all places. Shouldn't I be in Germany or something? This is an embassy, meaning you have no authority to conduct. Hold it. Already? What is it? Ambassador Paulino. And you are? I'm Miles Edward, public prosecutor. I ask that you please allow me to investigate this case as Miss Von Karma's assistant. Assistant? Miles, what the heck do you think you're... Please, I implore you, Ambassador Paulino. Paulino. That is a good point. Why doesn't she have a hold it thing? She has one in the games, right? Or does she ever actually say hold it? I know she says objection. I have to look back on that. Very well, I'll be counting on you two of you, Miss Von Karma and Mr. Edworth. What do you mean by you'll be Miss Von Karma's assistant, pal? Pal. I don't exactly have a choice, do I, Detective? If I don't become Francisca's assistant, I can't participate in this investigation. There you go again, running at the mouth with that aloof expression on your face. Francisca, please. I don't know what you're planning quite yet. But at least I do know one thing, that you are now my subordinate. Only go to playable characters. Just remember that my whip is always ready to wake you should you have brain lapse. Of course, I'll keep that in mind. If you're done playing games... Right, let's begin the investigation. Sure am glad we got all these people. Are you still strangling her? By the way, Detective, I suppose it's a bit late to asking, but why are you here? Better late than never, I guess, sir. I was placed on guard duty for the Babalese embassy today. And why are police guarding the embassy? On account of the card they got from the Yatagarasu. Whoa, his artwork is messing up there. They called us up and asked for our help, sir. Because we've been searching for the Yatagarasu these past 7 years. More or less a mutually beneficial arrangement, if you ask me. Except for how mutually unbeneficial this has all turned out to be, I suppose. Looks like you failed to competently perform your guard duty yet again. Look forward to your next salary negotiation, although it's out of my hands. But sir, if it gets cut anymore, I won't be able to buy even a packet of noodles or weenies. Oh, good. Even though I'm Francisca's assistant, Gumshoe's the one following me around. That's good to know. You know, most people would go to the dead body first. I'm gonna look at this fancy statue. Because this is a national treasure, can I ask that you please not touch it? Even though it is covered in soot and grime. There's a knife missing back there. We're the only ones allowed to touch it, myself and the Secretariat. Hold it, but there's no possibility that it's related to the murder, wouldn't you agree? Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, why don't we give up for now? We can't force them to let us investigate it later when we find some solid proof. Suppose I don't have a choice here. Must be one of the Premidex statues Kay was talking about earlier. Is it just me, or does this man look like the Steel Samurai? They could be twins. Yeah, you got the stance right. There's a chair over there that's been knocked over. I'm interested in these knives. Mr. Edward, there's still something on display rack, sir. Definitely seems like there's a knife missing, right? Knives, huh? Although the blades are all that remain of them, unfortunately. Guess the handles got burned off by the fire. Ah, so even the knives fell victim to the fire. Ambassador Polino, are these knives yours? Why, yes, they are. They are a special set of ornament knives featuring the national symbol of Bala. You know, the knife butterfly. Okay. I don't know if I trust this guy because his hair reminds me of a lion, which makes me think he's lying. These butterfly-themed knives, along with the Alibist's own set of knives, are comprised of 3 knives each. But I can't believe the Balinese ones have been reduced to this state, and also 2 ornamental knives. It's a small release on the tang of this blade. Ambassador Polino, what is this notch here for? Oh, that is a feature of these knives where you can freely exchange the handles on them. So that we can change how they look and fit the situation, of course. I see, so these knives are constructed so the handles could be easily removed. Shelved a line with American souvenirs in the memorial. Really strange, isn't it? I mean, I thought this was the Balinese embassy. So, why are there so many American souvenirs, sir? Perhaps the Babalese are studying American culture in our tourism industry. If their plans to Babalese tourism industry truly flourish, then they would need to observe and study other countries' methods, I suppose. Sorry, I have a message. I'm just gonna ignore it. Someone asking me something silly. I don't know if it's him, because he kind of came from the other side, and also he gave us the authority to investigate. So I don't know if it's him. At the very least, I feel like he is probably involved. Like he might have set this up so he profited from it. Maybe he paid the Yatagarasu to swap the statues. Anyways, then they would need to observe and study other countries' methods, I suppose. Speaking of tourism, I got these from the blonde guy earlier, sir. Said if I bring these with me to Baba, I could trade them in for a few buffets. Oh, so how do you expect you to travel to Baba? The whole world's connected by the ocean, sir. For an all-you-can-eat buffet, I'd swim all the way to Baba if I had to. Phoenix left earlier, sorry to say. Probably be back in, I don't know, 30 minutes. Been a couple hours already, though, so I don't know. He's around. But a few simple coupons really motivate people to do such fantastic things. Look at this safe. A small personal safe. That was Mr. Cochin's. This was Mr. Cochin's office. Perhaps he stored his most important documents in here. Ah, of course it's locked. It appears we won't be able to open it without the key. Key, huh? I was expecting a code. Logic. Looks like we're going to logically open that later. Can I? Like, what are you guys doing? Sorry, but Interpol's still conducting investigation beyond this point. I'm a subordinate of Miss Von Kamm. Is there some reason I can't? Why am I being denied access? My superior clearly stated, don't you dare let anyone near the site. You got it? If I let you examine the site, superior will get really angry at me. You know, Mr. Edwards, I feel really bad for the guys. Following doing what he says. Yes, I suppose we might as well. I suppose I should look at this, but there's something on the ground! The ceiling fan must have fallen from the ceiling. You know, as a ceiling fan would likely do if it fell. Ceiling fan was one of those two. Exactly as it says. It sounds like. It's a fan that's installed on one ceiling. If I had one of those in my room, but I get dizzy from staring at it as I slept. Detective Gumshoe, in the real world, we close our eyes when we sleep. What? No way, sir. So our victim was the secretariat of this embassy, I take it. Manny Cochin, huh? I forget the exact details, but he killed Miss Yu's sister, I believe, right? I believe that's what it was. Manny Cochin, I heard that he was a very admirable person. Cause of death is a stab in the base of his neck. He was lax in watching his back. We are fortunate that the fire missed our victim's body for the most part. If the fire had burned a bit longer, it would have made identifying him a hassle. But Mr. Cochin was stabbed to death in the middle of a raging fire. What in the world happened inside this room? I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Knife? Ooh, fancy. Is this knife the murder weapon? Some preliminary testing has been conducted. According to the results, the blood knot matches the victim's blood. The blade shape was also found to be consistent with the stab wound. I suppose this means that we now know the crime was committed with this knife. This knife's got some really fancy ornamentation going on, huh, sir? I think practically screams artsy to me, too. Although it's covered in blood, just like the last thing I said was artsy. What was the last thing you said was artsy? But the handle's pristine. There's not a single drop of blood on it. Speaking of the handle, I believe this is butterfly motif. Very beautiful. So they took a handle off one of the knives and put it on this one? Probably to hide the fingerprints. Of course, you know, if you're planning a murder, you probably wear gloves, but... this man, where do I know him from? Ain't that good? This man, where do I know him from? What's this? There appears to be something in his pocket. This key, it can't be. Isn't this the Autogrosso's key that was stolen 7 years ago? What? But that's... 7 years ago? Oh! You mean that case where I was framed, sir? Yes, it's a piece of evidence that was stolen the life of Kay's father 7 years ago. Sorry for bringing it up. Which is then stolen by Callisto Yu. What? Mr. Faraday was killed with that key, sir? I thought he was killed with the nut. Ow! Scruffy, at the very least, try to remember the details of the crimes you were suspect in. Which happens more often than I'd like to admit. Francisca, as you recall, Detective Gumshoe was not present when Miss Yu made her escape. Plus, even among law enforcement, only a few knew of this key's existence. I doubt that a new rookie at the time would have been made privy to such knowledge, even if he was on trial for it. I feel like the victim right now, all trampled on, sir. Suppose I'll just have to fill you in now. The secret to this key is... It also has a butterfly motif. Didn't really put that together earlier. What am I looking for? Not that far-fetched to think that one of this key is meant to be a butterfly. Keymaker must have been a true patriot and fashioned after a national symbol. privy, whatever. Ah, it's amazing, sir. It's like some kind of magic trick. I knew it. Same exact piece of evidence that Miss Yu took with her. I remember this beautiful pattern on the blade. I remember it as well. It's a vine motif, is it not? Yes, it looks like two interwoven vines crisscrossing down the blade. Fine, sir. Things more like a bunch of stars, if you ask me. One of the six-sided stars, like the police mark on our IDs. I really don't think you can call these stars. Say the detective's art sense is undeveloped would be an understatement. The real question is, why was the Babylonis Embassy's secretariat holding this? Well, we don't know how Mr. Cochin came to possess this key. We do know this was stolen by the autographer from the Cody Embassy. That's right, Mr. Faraday had written that fact down as organizer. I apparently read it. I believe this means that further research is part of the country of Codotopia, or whatever. Why don't you ask Ambassador Palinio what he knows? Supposedly he was a candidate to be the next Codopian ambassador once ago. He should be able to answer any specific questions you may have. I say as I'm standing right beside him. Alright. Let's go talk to this guy, I guess. Oh wait, am I done here? I already checked this area earlier, but it never hurts to take another look. I guess we also just left the key there, but whatever. I want to look at this clock. What time is it? Looks like it once a grand grandfather clock, but it has fallen victim to the fire. Hey, Mr. Edwards, is it okay for me to talk about the clocks in my house, sir? Unrelated to the case, I hope that you will refrain from sharing, but... There's this one clock I made by myself, but the timer on it managed to be two. It's quite enough, detective. I can't believe that Manny fell among the thieves tonight. Without him, I have no idea what my schedule for tonight is. Ambassador Palinio, I believe your schedule tonight will consist of listening to reports from the police. That and only that. I ask that you cooperate not only for your own sake, but for Mr. Coach's as well. Ooh. You're a rather strong man, aren't you? How fascinating! Here, I know it isn't much, but I'd like you to have these. I'm sorry, but it would be against my principles to accept a bribe. Oh, no. These are simply coupons we distribute to promote Babel. Babel. Remember, we offer large numbers of discounts and offers when you visit lovely Babel. Now I remember, the Republic is known for its feverish tourism industry. Manny Cochin. I was wondering if you might tell me a bit about the deceased, Manny Cochin. He was my secretary in the embassy secretariat charged with running the whole place. He was an admirable man. His death is great loss to our country. He was in charge of everything: accounting, printing, taking care of our national treasures, dusting the shelves. Blah. I'm sorry, but did you say printing? Our country's primary source of revenue is our tourism industry. So in order for us to print the necessary pamphlets, flyers, coupons, etc., we had printing press here at our embassy. I see. Please excuse my foreignness, however. I feel I should mention that I have a distinct impression that I've met him before. Oh yes. Since you are of the legal profession, I suppose you just might have. After all, Manny was involved in the KG-8 incident. The KG-8 incident? I already knew that. The defendant who was found innocent in that case was Manny. So your Mr. Cochin was the same man in that case? It has been 10 years. Manny recovered personally from that case and dove enthusiastically into a job. He was the one who planned this event and was to oversee the embassy's renovations. It really is a shame. He had such a bright future ahead of him. What exactly do you mean by what exactly did you mean earlier by renovations? We can't have our tourists and visitors in our embassy think we are a poor nation, can we? Renovating an embassy is something of an investment. We may be rather paltry budget, but we're trying our best to make do. However, I guess the only person who could have helped us do our best now is no longer with us. He kinda dead. Ambassador Palinio. Wondering if I may ask you about Codopia. Codopia? Alright, what would you like to talk about? First, I'd like to ask you about this key. What about this key? I found it sticking out of Mr. Cochin's pocket. I believe it originally belonged to his embassy, is that correct? Upon closer inspection, it seems that this key is shaped like a butterfly. That's not all about this key, that's also capable of changing in... That's not all about this key, it's also capable of changing into a knife. Oh, please point away from me. How fascinating. Also, the ambassador didn't know about the existence of this key. Its knife form is... There is a flower mark on the base of the blade. I guess this knife might be from when we used to be a part of Cadopia. Hold it. And how would you come to that conclusion? Yes, both Cadopium national symbols and the butterfly and the flower. I suppose Manny used this key here at the embassy back when we were still in Cadopia. Ambassador Polino, this key was stolen from the Cadopian embassy 7 years ago. By Callisto Yu, otherwise known as the Great Thief Yatagarasu. You were not aware that Miss Yu had broken into the embassy at that time? I'm sorry, I can't be much of help. I'm not very familiar with the details, you see. I became the ambassador after Babel became its own independent nation. But if Benny were still alive, he would probably know about what happened back then. Mr. Goshen and Miss Yu knew each other 7 years ago. This will explain why I found the Yatagarasu's key here in the present. Logically speaking, I have a key. Wrong one. Then obviously it goes to a safe. We know for a fact that the Yatagarasu's key was used in this embassy. Furthermore, we found it in the victim Mr. Cochin's pocket, which leads me to think that perhaps the key to the personal safe is in this office. Good thinking, sir. Let's go try it out. It appears I was correct. The key that was left to us in the victim's pocket literally turned out to be the key to the next piece of truth. What do we have here? A fake back? Hey, there's nothing inside. You think the Yatagarasu made off with everything, sir? No, Detective. I believe all we need is a closer look. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. What is this here? Looks like the ripped corner of a piece of paper, sir. No, I don't think it's ripped. Seems more like it's stuck in the safe. Hey, you're right. It won't budge an inch, not even when I dug on it. I don't think I've ever seen a piece of paper stuck on the inside of a safe before. Detective, I think you have it backwards. It's not the paper that's strange. It's the safe. What do you mean? What it means the secret in the safe is that there's 2 compartments. Even just eyeballing, you can see the inside is a bit too shallow. Furthermore, with the unnatural way the paper is stuck in the back of this safe, I say there is an extra bit of space behind the back wall of the safe. In other words, the safe has a second compartment. What? I never would have guessed that. I suppose you are correct in asserting that the paper is stuck in an unnatural manner. However, if what you say is correct and there is a second compartment, how do we go about opening the door to it then? As you can see, there is no other lock or keyhole in sight. Actually, there is one more spot of interest to me on this safe. You could put in the knife, I bet. Yes, and I believe the spot on the keyhole is our mysterious second lock. The safe and its locks. Alright then, since you are so sure of yourself, show me how you deduce this answer. Hey, there's holes here, sir. Still too oddly shaped for a latch hole. That's a funny shape for a latch hole, huh? Shaped kinda like a star, don't you think, sir? Detective, I would hardly call that shape a star. There's be some reason for this hole. Gotta be some reason why the hole's shaped like so weirdly, you know? Am I overthinking this? No, I don't think so. Maybe I'm overthinking things. No, there's no way I could ever do that. Oh, Detective Gumshoe, could you please be quiet for a second? You're frightening me. I'm supposed to read minds, not you. For once, they were completely on the same page. It is also a knife. Eureka! Doesn't the shape of the keyhole remind you of something, Francisca? The shape. It does look very familiar. However, I believe this is simply a latch hole for the safe's lock mechanism. It's just for keeping the door shut, nothing more. Is that so? The person who used this safe, Mr. Cochin, made sure the safe had 2 compartments in order to hide something. You honestly think someone like that would allow the keyhole to be to the hidden half? It looks so obviously like a keyhole that even the average person could figure it out. You can't be serious. Are you saying that this hole is the keyhole to the hidden compartment of the safe? That's precisely what I'm saying. And I will prove it to you right now that the Yatagarasu's key is the key that will open it. Objection! The Yatagarasu's key, Miles Edgeworth, would be a very bad joke. Sorry, this is no joke. The Yatagarasu's key is the very key that will open the second compartment of the safe. We know that this key opens the first compartment of the safe, but the keyhole you're talking about is not shaped like a butterfly at all. It's entirely shaped of the key. Already a knife, so let's go over this again, shall we? The Yatagarasu's key was originally made to be Mr. Coach's safe in the Codian Embassy. You confirm the fact by opening the door of the safe with it. Now let's take a look at the back end of the key. Looking at the knife portion of the head, what do you see? What are you talking about? Ah, I see. Because you've come to understand what I'm talking about. When viewed head-on, the knife's blade is the exact same shape as the keyhole. The real function of the knife portion is act as the key to the hidden portion of the safe. But that's preposterous! Because it looks like a knife and was used like one to kill Mr. Faraday 7 years ago, you fell under the misconception that it was always meant to be a knife. But for both the safe and its key to conceal such clever tricks, whatever is hidden inside the secret section must be of incredible importance. Then it's even possible that what I've been searching for is inside. Scruffy, hurry up and open the safe, even though Edgeworth is the one holding the key. Yes, sir. Open it now, sir. It's a plate, and a dragon egg, and a gas statue, and some papers. Bunch of funny-shaped things. Guess they're pieces of art, huh, sir? You're in the way. Now move, Scruffy. I didn't think I was in the way. These pieces of art, they're identical to the ones that have been stolen from various countries around the world. I figured as much. These are the treasures this section of the safe was to hide from you. The more thorough examination is required. This dragon egg. Piece of stolen art from around the world. Wonder how much they're worth, especially this one. Yeah. Scruffy, don't touch those valuable pieces of art with your filthy hands. Why, do you have any idea what would happen if one of them were to break? Just me, you should hit one of the pieces of art just now. Alright, what's the paper? Document that I thought was stuck earlier. I wonder what it is. Bates Mace, sir. Why don't we take a look at it first before we give up, Detective? You know, the smart thing to do. Mr. Coach's name is written here on the last page. I wonder what the snippets of the document is. Well, if I could read it, that'd be nice. What about this plate? What am I supposed to do here? Build this sort of trick in one safe is really something. Yeah, it's neat how the safe has 2 compartments, but what's really impressive, the other end of the key was another key. I totally hadn't noticed. What if Mr. Coachman was just paranoid if he had secrets that great to value? Speaking of paranoid, I once sharpened both ends of my pencil. Then when I went to erase something, I got all paranoid that I was going to stab myself. Please refrain from dispensing your special brand of unrelated stories while on duty. Yes, sir. I don't know what I'm like. What am I supposed to be examining here? One of them's missing. Would you please stop strangling Kay? Seriously. Miles Edgeworth, what is it? Let me tell you something, you are currently my subordinate, and if you wish to convince everyone else of that, you will speak to me with respect. What's with the giddy glint in her eyes? I don't think that will really be necessary, Francisca. Oh, really? Well, it doesn't matter. Doesn't change the fact that you are still under me. I thought Francisca was flying around the world in pursuit of the smuggling case. Why is she here in the embassy? I was investigating the Alabasian embassy when I got wind of this mess. Ah, that's right. The Yatagrasu was due to appear at that embassy as well. Yes, but the difference is that we didn't have a fire over there. Although there was an incident at the Alabasian embassy as well. But I left Agent Lang in charge of that case and came over here to the Babalese embassy. And apparently he also sent his secretary over here. Weird. Ah, so Agent Lang is here as well, huh? I see you've met. Well, he's the Albasi embassy, acting as a bodyguard for Ambassador Alba. However, he seems to have a different reason for being here. So the suspect in the murder that occurred in this office is that little girl I see. Is she perhaps trying to be the Yatagarasu? Kay would never have a soul, sir. Kay? You remember, do you not, about the case we investigated together 7 years ago, when you were much cuter? That girl is the daughter of the victim of that case, Mr. Faraday. Ah, so she's that feisty little girl that blew up a balloon. Kay has been on the trail of the Yatagarasu, which is how she ended up here, looking for the one who took her father's life. I see. I can respect that. Kay's been trying so hard, but you know what? Yatagarasu just keeps on tricking us all. How so? Yatagarasu sent a card saying I will be there to steal your dirtiest secret. But all we've had is an arson and a murder. Lab boys are going in circles. You know what this is, sir? It's a breach of contract. It's going to the rap sheet. I can't rap, or I'd do a Yatagarasu rap. You ask me, I'm perfectly fine with the fact that nothing was stolen tonight. I do wonder, though, if Polisoyu really is the Yatagarasu. So now we have more logic, I guess. What do you have to say? Absolutely nothing. Worthless. What do you have to say? I haven't talked to you at all. Also, what's this? I apparently can examine this thing on the wall. Hey, it's another butterfly! I believe it's a symbol of the Republic of Babel. Did I really need that for logic? A drawing this big on the walls of an embassy. Definitely conveys a sense of overwhelming patriotism. Well, I got a lot of patriotism too, sir. The reason I became a cop in the first place because I wanted to protect our country. You may want to, Detective. However, I've yet to see the fruits of your design. You don't have to be so blunt about it, sir. He's helped. There was that one time where he came in after being hurt or something. I forget exactly what he was hurt by. Was he tased? Either way, he came in with, like, very, solid evidence. I guess this is connected? I don't know. The design of the knife's handle. It greatly resembles a special Babalese species of butterfly. It does, doesn't it? Plus it says right here, this knife is property of the Republic of Babel. I didn't need the logic at all, I just needed to read. Logically. Perhaps this means that the knife was used in the crime was found right in this room? Yeah, it was found in this knife thing. Mr. Edward! Blah blah blah. Doesn't seem like I can examine this again. Also, what's with the coat? Are we not gonna talk about this coat? I'm guessing that was his coat, but it might be something in the pockets or something. I don't know. Hey, it's another butterfly. Apparently we, aren't close enough to Dr. K. Okay, are you alright? You believe me, don't you, Mr. Edward? You don't think I did it, right? Yes, of course I don't. And I promise to prove it wasn't you. That's enough chit-chat. You can investigate all you like, but it's only a matter of time before we take her in. Be wise of you to give up while you can. No, I don't think so. Kay isn't lying. My investigation will prove that to be true. Go ahead and try then if you're that confident. Gosh. Can't allow this to continue this way. I must prove her innocence post-haste. The only last thing to do is to logic these two things together, I guess. Are they part of the smuggling ring? To steal your dirtiest secret. Is it possible that the dirty secret the Yatagarasu was out to steal is in this very room? Dirty secret? Franziska, you're in pursuit of some dirty underhanded dealings yourself, are you not? Something tells me there's no coincidence. In that case, then the person I'm looking for is here in this Babalese embassy, Head of the smuggling operation. I think I'm gonna need to ask Franziska about her smuggling case in more depth. Okay. Smuggling. Franziska, when we last talked, you said you were on the trail of a smuggling ring. Suppose the reason you are here right now is related to that? Yes, I guess. After analyzing the intel we've gathered from various countries, this embassy rose to the top of our list of sites to investigate. This is what tipped us off. This accounting document. Oh, it's the second one. It's the only one page of the whole thing, so we're not sure about the details. However, it's enough for us to grab onto the tail of the beast. For you see, this type of paper was made only in the Kingdom of Cadopia. Which... Can you really have country-specific paper? Which means that somewhere in these countries, the Valibus and Babel is the head. The one pulling the strings behind the entire smuggling ring. That's Francisca for you. She's amazing, pursuing this case with all she has. Aw, he respects his little sister. That's cute. Alright, let's go look at these papers again. Now that we have that information, document that we thought was stuck in. What's it about? Oh, we have to deduce. Right, I got it. Connected in the evidence I hold. Eureka! Take a good look at these documents, Francisca. It says that there are 3 pages in total, yet there are only 2 here. Correct. Now take a look at the smuggling activity document in your possession. Tell me, is it not possible that your page was taken from this set of 3? Well, well, it certainly looks that way. By putting our multi-part puzzle together, we seem to have arrived at an answer. It seems that you have now found what you were looking for. Yes, and with this it has become crystal clear that Mr. Koshin himself was responsible for the mass smuggling of Babalese ink. Babalese ink? The Babalese ink is a special product of the Republic of Babel. However, due to the special reason, only a limited volume was ever exported. And that reason is... Why do you... That's classified. It's on a need-or-know basis, and you don't need to know. In other words, we didn't actually think of the reason. In any case, it seems that the head of the smuggling ring was our victim, Mr. Manny Kochin. His base was in the embassy, thus it was hard for both our country and his to interfere, making it the ideal conditions under which to run a smuggling operation. Ah, but it's so frustrating. I lost the person I was to bring judgment down upon with my whip of justice. Well, even if he is dead, you can still whip him pretty well, I think. He won't feel it, but maybe in the afterlife if you whip hard enough. Still, we have a responsibility to look into his misdeeds. You expect me to whip a dead man? Well, I'm not interested. Oh, Francisca, you must know. That Manny Kochin was the suspect in the KG-8 incident. Of course I know, on top of being the head of the smuggling ring. There's a matter of what really happened in that case that needs to be resolved. But he's dead. Investigation complete. We did it. Are you done investigating? I'm finding decisive. You realize now, don't you, that this girl's the only one who it could be. It could literally be anybody. Now come along quietly, Yadigrasu. Hey, Faraday. You are under arrest for the murder of Manny Kochin. Mr. Edgeworth, please, you have to believe me. I didn't do it. I chased the fake Yadigrasu in here, and they jumped out the window, probably. And he was already... You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. Hold it. I'd like to help you reduce the number of mistaken arrests Interpol makes. What is that supposed to mean? I believe I told you that Kay Faraday is not the culprit of this crime. Very well, I suppose I have no choice. I'll show you just how foolish your claims are. He has very purple eyes. Even your police confirmed that Yadigrasu infiltrated the Babalese embassy tonight. Utilizing the confusion caused by the fire, the Yadigrasu snuck into this embassy. Furthermore, this girl claims to be the Yadigrasu. Okay, why'd you say that out loud? And most importantly, other than her, there was no one else in here with the body. Your reason for suspecting Kay is because you think she is the Yadigrasu. Exactly. But isn't it just me? She calls herself the Yadigrasu. Ah, look how many times I have to tell you. Also, thanks for releasing me from that chokehold. I was only after to capture the fake Yadigrasu. Imposter or not, it matters not. A Yadigrasu is a Yadigrasu. Throwing that word around like it means nothing. Very well, I shall prove that Kay is not the Yadigrasu who killed Mr. Manny Kochin. I don't really know if he deserves the title Mr., but whatever. Go ahead and try. Show me what the prosecutors of this country are made of. Didn't you met before? Okay. They may have confirmed it, but are you telling me that no one can catch the thief? If so, you're basically meaning that the Yadigrasu that committed the murder eluded us. Of course I chased after the Yadigrasu that entered the Babalese embassy right away. That is also why I'm making this arrest right now. Because at the end of my long chase, there was only this girl. In any case, this is what I believed happened tonight. We kind of have an alibi for her, though. At least for the most part. I guess not while she disappeared for a short time, but still. Confusion caused by the fire. Are you saying that the Yadigrasu was not the arsonist who started the fire? A suspicious person in a long coat was spotted in the area. Officers made the claim that the officers in the area claimed to have seen the person that started the fire. And who was it? Sounds like we have a phantom in our midst. Yeah. In a way, he could be considered a phantom with the way he ran. It better not have been you, Gumshoe. You better not have accidentally started a fire.
Hold it!
Hold it? Just because she calls herself that, it doesn't prove that she is a killer. No, but it does give her a motive. Yadagrasu sent a card saying, "I will be there to steal your dirtiest secret." Furthermore, there are documents pertaining to some of the smuggling activity in this room. She obviously wanted to steal them. So she killed Mr. Cochin for the key. I see. Her logic is very sound. I expected nothing less of Agent Lang's secretary. However, that statement just now didn't sound right. It might be just be an opening I need. I want to look at this real quick. Face and a weapon. Check on details. Excuse me 1 second. I had to sneeze. Neo Old Tokyo. That's a pretty weird drawing. Mr. Edward. Gumshoe wouldn't be. I almost presented that. Like, here, look at this autograph. Objection. Why didn't she steal him then? Agent Sia, I regret to inform you, but there's a flaw in your logic. Oh. Even if you claim that she is the killer, and the Yatagarasu, I am certain that securing the smuggling documents is not the motive behind the murder. The key to the safe in this room was found on Mr. Cochin's body. Furthermore, the Yatagarasu would not be so stupid as to leave without the documents. Oh, that's a lot of sweat. She was pretty sure of herself, huh? By the simple fact that the documents were still in the safe when we looked, it's obvious that the killer's target was not the safe at all. Hold it. Then perhaps she didn't know that Mr. Cochin had the key on him. Objection. It was sticking out. If that's the case, then why would she have needed to kill him? Because I can think of no reason for her to kill him if she had not known the fact. Need, reason. All of this is simply our conjecturing after the fact. Okay. That was really slow. It's entirely possible that she accidentally killed him when she was sneaking in. By stabbing him in the neck? Perhaps she didn't notice the safe second compartment before returning the key. But the fact still remains that Mr. Cochin was stabbed to death.
Objection!
Well, you have no definite proof that it was Kay who committed that act. Actually, I do. I saw her holding the knife she used on the victim with my own eyes. What? Allow me to tell you a bit more about the evidence that will put her away behind bars. Alright, where's my fingerprint scanner? The knife wound on the body consistent with the blade of the knife. Blood on the knife. Knife with the butterfly handle was the murder weapon which the killer was holding. I assume she obtained the knife from the display rack used at the victim. Knife is part of a special 3-piece set which has a design like no other. Evidence and testimony all points to the girl. There is no counter-argument. Well, let me give you my counter-argument. That is your definitive evidence? You see now she is definitely the killer, right? No, Mr. Edwards, you gotta believe. I saw a suspicious person in a long black coat outside the embassy, I swear. And you came in here because you were chasing the suspicious person? That's right, I ran his office only because I was chasing after that person. But when I entered the room, it was pitch black. I couldn't see a thing. Even though it was on fire? I felt something on the ground next to my foot, so I turned on the lights, but then... Like, who was in here putting out the fire? Who's there? This is... I came to this room upon hearing the girl's scream. When I saw her holding the knife, I immediately restrained her. So the object Kay felt by her feet on the floor was the murder weapon. I had the knife analyzed right away, but we failed to find any prints on it. Ah, she is wearing gloves. The suspicious person in the black coat came to the room before me. She's wearing a black coat. Actually, black dress. Since you assisted with such a person, and if they were there, where did they go? That, I don't know. But they came in here. That sounds like the desperate excuses of a suspected killer, not a trustworthy testimony. You understand, don't you? We can't trust this girl's words, Mr. Edward. She has a point, but also I know her, so I can't trust her. Even if Kay's words are the truth. I'm not sure that they are with some solid evidence. Mr. Edgeworth, I really did do it. Okay. Don't worry, I believe you. If you didn't do it, then there must exist a way for me to prove that. Still not giving up, I see. In that case, try to counter my argument if you can. Don't worry, I can and I will. Because I'm the best. It's only been an hour. Definite evidence. Later. Hope you guys are enjoying this payload. Doesn't mean that you already have the results back. No. But we have this confirmed the blade shape of the Bobley's knife is matched blade watch there. Please don't confuse the efficiency of Interpol's forensic teams with your own. Objection! I won't if you don't underestimate our police force. And so we're clear on how I say your logic is sound, which we will see in a bit. If you can prove me wrong, then please, by all means, go ahead. That has been my intention all along. Let's return to your testimony. So confident.
Hold it!
You mean to say that you saw Kay holding the murder weapon with your own eyes? I was also on the search for the Yatagarasu. When I heard the girl's scream coming from the room, I rushed over straight away. When I arrived, I saw the girl standing there motionless with a knife in her hands. But I already told you. Came in because I saw after the Yatagarasu. The person I saw came into this room. But when I entered, it was pitch dark, even though it was on fire. I felt something by my foot, and the lights went. You found that it was the murder weapon at your feet. How many times do I have to tell you? We can't trust the words of a suspect. Only thing you'll accept is evidence, is it? That's the only acceptable way to counter an agent of Interpol on the scene of the crime. That's gonna cause a lot of issues. You probably arrest a lot of the wrong people. You have some kind of evidence that can prove me innocent? I think I do, because there's one piece of evidence I find to be a bit interesting. You need to carefully examine that piece of evidence again. Way to be specific, Walt. That specific evidence. Let's see. Skilled detailing on its handle. Welcome back, Sivia. It's just kind of a thing they do. And, like, Edgeworth is guilty of it as well. So, hear that the handle on this knife is removable. I guess some people can change them whenever they feel like it. It sounds like fun, sir. I think people would remove the handle just for fun, detective. Took Mr. Cochin's life. Some of his blood is still on the blade. I've been a detective for 7 years already. Seen a lot of weapons in my days. Guns, tasers, lots of knives. The knives that were used to kill are always the hardest for me to bear. Yes, unlike guns, this one weapon you were likely to find the victim's blood on. Yeah, just like how this one's practically drenched in it, sir. Despite that, it looks like the blood managed to miss the handle somehow. As it was removed. So the murder weapon was the knife with the butterfly design on it. But is that really the truth? What are you getting at? I'd like for you to take a look at this. There is blood on the blade, and yet there is not a speck of blood on the handle. Why did it shake? This signifies that at the time of the crime, a different handle was attached to this blade. The knife that Kay was holding had its handle switched, and was, in fact, not the real murder weapon. It wasn't the real murder weapon? This knife can be taken apart. Shall we give it a go? Ta-da! As you can see, the Babalese knife has now been disassembled into two parts. Dismantled. The killer must have pulled the murder weapon out from the victim's body, and proceeded to swap the knife's original handle with its butterfly one. It was all to create the illusion that Mr. Kochan was killed by the butterfly-themed knife. Ah, well, this should clear up any and all suspicions surrounding Kay. Your argument isn't airtight yet. How so? It's possible that the girl herself is the one who switched the handles. Hold it, don't be ridiculous. For what purpose would she do such a thing? I don't care to know how a criminal thinks. The way they view the world is beyond the comprehension of a normal person like myself. Yes, normal. Therefore, I wouldn't put anything past them, no matter how odd it may seem. Hey, the truth is right there in front of you, and this knife will show you the way. You will come to see that Kay is not and could not have been Mr. Kochan's killer. What is this mark on here? It's the mark of a flower. I assume you know what that means. No, not really. Butterflies rest on flowers all the time to drink their sweet nectar. And so they do. However, would this butterfly really drink the nectar of this flower? The answer is clearly not a chance. Now to prove the relationship between the butterfly and the flower with this. A dead body. No. Guess this?
Take that!
Can't be serious. It appears you've made the connection. The flower on this blade is designed after a certain country's national symbol. That's right. The Kingdom of Alabast. In other words, this blade is from one of the Alabast ornamental knives. Ah! The part of this knife handle has Babylon nation symbol, the butterfly on it. Therefore is undeniably of Babalese origin. But as we both know, you can't kill someone with just a knife handle. Incidentally, when exactly did the— well, you could probably kill someone with a knife handle if you really tried hard enough. Incidentally, when exactly did the murder occur again, Agent Sheena? After the fire had broken out. That's right, Kay entered the Babalese embassy after the fire had taken place. Furthermore, she had not been the Alabast inside of the building before them. On top of that, not a single person passed between the two countries during the fire. Means that Kay could not have transported an Alabastian object over here. This makes it impossible for her to be the true killer. Why does she keep doing the hair flip? Whoop! Way to go, sir! Mr. Edwards, sir! What a great victory! I have the feeling it's not over yet. Huh? Hey, why is everyone so quiet? Happy we got this far and cleared Kay's name. What worries me now is what will happen next. Objection! What is the meaning of this? An Alabastian knife here? Do you mean how this find its way to the Republic of Babel? It didn't just find its way over. Rather, we should focus on how it was smuggled over. You know what? My brain hurts thinking about it while we're just standing around. Thinking while you're on the run? Now that's the way a real great thief operates. Okay. Oh, thanks a bunch, Mr. Edward. For proving me innocent, I mean. You believed in me the whole time, right? Tell me you did. Not really, but... Come on, you don't have to be shy about it. Uh-oh. Your argument is still not airtight. Would you care to elaborate? I understand now the girl didn't commit the murder. However, there's still one possibility she is the Yatagarasu. That again? Look, how many times do I have to explain to you? I am the real Yatagarasu. I'm not like that fake one that goes around setting up fires, okay? Whether you're a real deal or a fake, it doesn't really matter. All I have to say is this. I have my suspicions that this girl is the one who started the fire. Objection! Preposterous! On what grounds do you suspect her of such a thing? The fact that she calls herself the Yatagarasu, that in itself is the most elegant proof. However, she has an alibi that we can prove because she's on camera. Miss Sheena. Yes? I Have no intention of taking back any of what I've said. I am the great thief Yatagarasu. I refuse to allow some impostor to claim that name as their own. Path of justice that my father pointed me towards, I will walk the best I can. Not good to be so stubborn. I hope you can understand that. Thanks a lot for the concern, Miss Sheena. Let me share something with you too, as a token of my appreciation. Those sunglasses totally do nothing for you, so I'll steal them from you next time, okay? Oh no, my sunglasses. Well, I guess we better get going. Going? To where? To the Kingdom of Alabasta. If we don't go, we won't know for sure, right? I suppose not. We don't get anywhere. Won't get anywhere simply by sending here thinking. To see where the Alabastine knife came from, we'll have to pay the Alabastine embassy a visit. Whip. Let's go, Miles Edgeworth. As you are my subordinate, I will not tolerate you bringing the investigation to a halt. Understood. Let's go. I'm coming too, pals. To be continued. Right now. Probably go to the next continue and then we'll take a break. I wonder if Kay's gonna become a defense attorney. Wouldn't that be interesting? Or a prosecutor. Like you're dead. That's a lot of footstep noises. Oh, hey, Lang. How's it going? Count off. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. We're all number 1. 1, 1. Gifu. 99 callouts, so all 99 members are likely here and counted for, sir. It's been an hour and a half. We did just start, but it'll probably take us another hour and a half to get there. Hey, you! Yeah, second number 1 from the right. Sir, yes, sir. Here, a birthday present for you. What? How'd you know it's my birthday? Shifu, I didn't know you knew our birthdays. What a kind heart you have. Shifu, you are more of a man than we'll ever be, sir. I'm really sorry, but it's not my birthday. Like Z says, God who disrespects others so feels the display bite of an elder. That present isn't for you. It's for your younger brother's wife's younger brother. Tell him I said aye, and happy birthday, won't you? Yes, sir. Jifu, I can't believe you remember that much about each of us. Jifu, I'm so moved that I can't stop crying. I should probably leave them to their own alone time. Alright, meeting's over. Everyone, head for your posts. Dismissed. Sir. Yo, were you guys there the whole time? I got a call from Sheena, and she's already filled me in. Sounds like you're out to get in my way again. I have absolutely no intention of interrupting your investigation. I simply request that you grant me permission to investigate the Alabasta embassy. And what if I say no? Objection. Agent Lang, this man is my subordinate. I have received permission from the ambassador. He is to be extended the same rights. Sorry, sis, but it's not that simple. Alabasta has the strictest immigration regulations in the world, or didn't you know? Even among my elite men, only half of them were admitted into the country. Besides, any more cooks in the kitchen, we might spoil the soup, if you get what I mean. How dare you make such assumptions? I would never spoil soup. Don't take this the wrong way, but I thought I was in charge of Alabasta, Miss Von Karma. Look, try to understand, okay? Things over in Alabasta are a bit of a mess right now. Although, they didn't get set on fire like the other side. What do you mean by a bit of a mess? Well, you see, the German Ninja concert didn't go too well, and no one told you? We had an incident in Alabasta as well. This is what we call a decision based on the investigation, Mr. Prosecutor. Look, Wolfie, just let us in already. Hold it, do not call me Wolfie. Sir, we're back. Is there a problem here, Agent Lang? Oh, hello, old man. I assume because of the king. Not really, just having a discussion about whether or not to let these guys in. Ambassador Alba, I will ask you that you please allow these people to join the investigation, except for that one wearing the ninja scarf. Having a debate because of my country. I'm terribly sorry for placing you good people in that kind of situation. It is all because I lack the strength to govern well. Please. Nothing of the sort, Ambassador. You weakling! Usurus? Caesarus? Curse your frailty and inability to effect the change of your country. What are you? The thing is, investigations conducted in my country have been under Agent Lang. And it is my judgment that, in order to minimize disruption in the investigation, I should leave everything to Agent Lang. There, you see? Oh, no way. Hold it. Well, hello there. I am also an ambassador. Ambassador Alba, I ask that you please reconsider letting them into Albast. What's that? My very own secretary has been murdered in Babli's embassy, and he was apparently caught up in some very shady dealings completely unbeknownst to me. When he stops doing this hand thing, I trust him a bit more, because he looks serious and sad. Huricus? Okay. So I ask your cooperation and investigation. These aren't much, but I hope they can cover your travel expenses to Babel someday. Alright, I get it. Even if you beg Ambassador Alba, I still have to give the final okay anyway. Alright, you hear that, Mr. Edgeworth? We're in. Not so fast, my little crow girl. You're still witnessing the Babel murder, so I'd ask you please stay with the Republic of Babel. Detective Gumshoe, please take good care of Kay for me. Yes, sir! Sounds good to me. The fewer the troublemakers, the better. I will absolutely insert all this. Workus? Rasp. Rasp. Why they rasp? Anyways, let's go. Also, where is Sheena? I guess she's investigating the other side still. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, yes? No one asked for a while now, but that lady over there, is she who I think she is? Ah, that's right. I didn't introduce the two of you yet. Franziska von Kama, the prosecutor of Prodigy. It's nice to see you again. Ooh, I knew it. You're the whip lady. Well, it was a writing crop last time. You may address me as Miss von Kama. Miss von Kama, I leave the investigation of Alibus in your hands. Thanks. Rest assured I will outsmoke both the smuggling ring and the Adagarasu. The smuggling ring, huh? Perhaps I should ask Franziska a bit more about them before I head to Alibust. I mustn't forget to thank Ambassador Paulino for all he has done for me. I bet a lot of hearts still over here. Oh, she's not. That surprises me. I expected her afro to like be under the table or something, or behind that little board. Anyways, you made so much progress in your investigation in such a short period of time. Truly amazing. Agent Hicks, whose help I had requested, was cut down before he completed his task. Yeah, there's no room for further failure in my perfect investigation. In spite of that, I believe you were able to obtain some insight into the ring, correct? It was nothing. I simply made deductions based on the smuggled item I was following. The fire was on the other side of the building. Also, it's a lot of heart. She's definitely the type that would try to stick on to a dangerous location so she could get the scoop. You mean the Babli's ink? Why are these restrictions on the export of Babli's ink to begin with? That's classified Interpol info. Hold it. Franziska, as your subordinate, I'm part of your investigation now. Don't you think it would... Oh. Don't you think it would be beneficial if I were well informed as you? Point taken. Very well, I'll fill you in. You know me too well. Recently, we discovered some very well-made counterfeit bills circulating in Zing file. Doesn't mean she wouldn't hide. I don't know. I expected more. Counterfeit bills. Yes, as you may have deduced, the counterfeits are being made with Babli's special Babli's ink. It's virtually impossible to distinguish the bills made with Babli's ink from the real ones. Thus, it was only natural for Interpol to keep an eye on the Republic of Babel. That's where this document comes into play, correct? Correct. Like, she's the person that sat out on a lake on Christmas Eve to find a monster. She'd stick around for anything. Correct. Mr. Cochin was smuggling large amounts of Babli's ink. Furthermore, he was charged with running the embassy's printing equipment. That's all the evidence I need to know that he was the head of the smuggling ring. There remains one tiny problem. Let me guess, you still have yet to find the counterfeit bills or the smuggled ink? Counterfeit plates. Yes, and while we're listing things, I might as well add the counterfeit plates to the pile. Since we haven't been able to locate any of these items in Babli's embassy, we're looking into the Albus embassy next. The fire was in a different building. Or at least like a different part of the building. It's not like it was in this room. Doesn't matter where they've hidden. Mark my words, I will find them. I'll investigate every suspicious looking nook and cranny. And Edgeworth lightly wipes away a tear. This guy. Ambassador Polino. I am in your debt. No, it's nothing. Because it is all about I can do for you, I'm afraid. I only ask that you please bring Manny's killer to justice. See, when he has this face, trustworthy man. I will, Ambassador, on my honor. Wow, you're sensational. You've really piqued my curiosity. I know they aren't much, but I'm giving them to you wholeheartedly. More coupons. No, that's quite alright. Oh well, how about this then? Babli's ink, whoa. And what exactly is it? It's fountain pen ink. No, it's Babli's ink. It's made exclusively in Babel. So this is Babli's ink. We made it from white crystal oil, which is mined through our mineral mines. Please accept this ink, one dip in your fountain pen in this, and you can write for hours on your organizer. How fortunate for me, the ink in my pen just happened to run out. I gladly accept your gracious gift. Yeah, Sivia, I know. Can't ink. Great, wonderful. I guarantee you that writing without ink is an unforgettable experience. And since we don't export it, if you run out, you're always welcome to come and visit our fair nation. Talk about cornering the customer along with the market. Well, shall we get going? Hold it. What's wrong, Kay? I didn't get permission to enter Albus, so we're gonna go gather whatever info we can on the Babli's side, okay? Alright, I'm counting on you two. Do we get to play as Gumshoes? Or probably Kay. Right, and I'm counting you to Miss Von Karma's stiff out clues and Albus. Oh, and Mr. Edgeworth, if you happen to come across my phone, you let me know, okay? I'll punch him in the face. If you tell me I'll rush over straight away, no matter where you are. I'll let you know when the time comes. I'm sad no one's been doing Just Phony. I don't even know if it's on here, to be honest. Wait, I guess I can look at the bot. I forgot that the bot can see this. I can't see them on my end. Oh, duh. There it is. For all the ones we've missed. Hmm. Ow! What do you think you're doing to my subordinate? And my big brother? Oh jeez, spun his head around. Who is it? You're... Dang it, it is Larry. Why'd I have to be right? I didn't write edgy. Bloodsilver threw me off with his, oh, I wish it was Larry. I was gonna sit over here and drink for a second. Spare straw that I have for no... I had a spare straw. But how'd Larry get married? That's the real issue. That's the real mystery here we need to investigate. How did Larry get married? Maybe I should just be quiet. Every time I make a guess, it turns out to be true. I don't like it. Oh, Angie! Thank heavens you're here! I'm really in a really big pickle! Your lordship! The raven, it appeared! Poof! And then disappeared! Swoosh! Even though I'm the steel samurai, my sword, it... What? I'm so confused. I don't even remember what voice I gave him. Who is this fruitcake? He looks oddly familiar. I'm Larry of the House of Butts, married man of Neo Old Tokyo, my lady. He says he's a married man of Neo Old Tokyo. See, like right now. Now I remember, this person's one of your friends, isn't he, Miles? Yes, frightening enough, he is. Wow, actually said it. I don't remember what voice I gave him. It's been a while since I did Larry. Let me think. Hey, what's up with that answer? What's up with that answer? Your best bud's on a bind, you act like it's no big deal? What sort of bind are you talking about here? Suspect kind. I accidentally became a suspect of murder again. I see. That is quite a bind. Not that we're in the least bit surprised. Yes, I pretty much expected this news as soon as I saw your face. As I saw this unlucky face. His name is Larry Butts. I've known him since the grade school, and for as long as I've known him, he has been the world's largest source of trouble, with a capital T. Hey, what kind of introduction is that? How'd you read my mind? You're so mean, Edgy. You're not careful, you'll find your teeny number of friends go down by one. As long as I have Phoenix, that was uncalled for. Besides, you're... Wait, hold on. Larry, it was you? You're the one who wrote my Steel Samurai autograph? Hmm? Oh, you didn't notice earlier? I even winked at you through my headpiece. What's going on? And why are you beet red? Sorry, but could you not speak to me right now? Oh, sorry, and I'm interrupting your comical yet melodramatic play. Aha, so this is the incident you mentioned earlier. Mr. Prosecutor, this childhood friend of yours, is our prime suspect. Of what, you ask? Of the murder of a man who had stuck into this embassy. Master Mask 2. What? Master Mask 2? What a dumb name. That is a short person. Yeah, at least it's not, what's his name? Delight? Only Larry can get himself into another mess as fine as this. But no matter the facts seem to say, Larry's not the type to commit murder. Still, it's a rather daunting stroke of misfortune I've struck. I have to prove that Larry Butts is innocent of all wrongdoing, except for being a butt. Jifu, we've identified the victim. Good work. I'll take that report now. Yeah, Ron Delight. Agent Lang, would you mind if I take a peek at it as well? What did I tell you earlier, Mr. Prosecutor? Don't get in my way. There's only enough flesh here to feed one wolf, and that wolf is me. So no, you may not take a peek, but you may have a nibble. But Agent Lang... 7 years! Agent Lang... Will you allow investigators such as myself to take a look? Oh yes, of course. Let the detective see the file. You're Detective Bad. You're the prosecutor of Mr. Edwards, right? Fancy meeting you here, Detective. You weren't expecting me. Ever since that day 7 years ago, I've chased after the Yatagarasu non-stop. Even pressured Interpol to keep keeping me in the loop, in case a card was ever found. An incredible dedication to the case. I mean, his best friend was kind of murdered. Detective Bad knows the Yatagarasu's MO very well, and his passion for the chase hasn't died down these 7 long years. It's something I can respect. But Detective Bad, I must ask, are you going to make an ally out of this prosecutor? My only goal is to arrest the Yatagarasu. We can get to the bottom of this case, and I'm willing to share info with them. I'm in your debt, Detective Bad. I wonder what flavor that is. Let's say strawberry. Maybe caramel. About the murder of Master Mask 2. Would you be willing to fill me on a few of the details? When the Yatagarasu showed up, Agent Lang and I took ourselves off guard duty. Put ourselves in charge of directing things at this crime scene. Taking advantage of the chaos. The Mask 2, he broke into the embassy. Probably to steal some treasure or another. Probably that statue. And I suppose he lost his life when he was forced to fight someone else in the room. Why exactly is That man placed under arrest, Detective. That samurai guy? He was born looking suspicious, but not for the reasons you would suspect, I assure you. As you can plainly see, he's completely harmless. Well, it was just a random guess. Not like he's actually under arrest. Tonight here at the Albasan Embassy, Ambassador Alba was to give a commemorative speech. That's when the Yatagarasu showed. But keep in mind the Yatagarasu isn't who I'm talking about right now. Those seats for the guests who had been called to sit them were empty. A no-show. Who was it that failed to take their seat? Who do you think? The Steel Samurai. Till the speeches began, each member of the entire Steel Samurai family was to wait in a separate room. However, for some weird reason, that man was spotted in a different location than his assigned room at the time. So generous, Sivia. And where was he? What? Are you trying to be Santa Samurai, Larry? Jeez. He was on the roof with one of his legs down the chimney. That chimney leads directly into his room. Into this room. Larry Butts, you really outdone yourself this time. What were you thinking? In any case, I believe it's high time for me to start my investigation. Now, why is someone being demasked too? Also, first things first, let's talk to Larry. Actually, you know, let's check these knives. Larry can be last. It says some weapons on display on this wall, a crossbow, and under that, a set of knives bearing a flower motif. Must be the counterparts of the Babazi's knives. Which means that the blades inside these scabbards should match the blade that was used to kill Mr. Kojin. I won't rest until I've suspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Knives adorned with the flowers are on display here. I suspect that these are the counterparts of the Babazi's knives. I just said that to myself. Whoa. One of the knives is missing its blade. No, it's not. Let's see if these two places, blade and handle, fit each other. It would appear that they fit together quite well, almost seamlessly. Then this means that an Albasan knife did find its way to Babel. But how? It's the Steel Samurai's primary weapon, the Samurai Spear. Isn't it awesome? I totally fell for this thing. It's sleek and shiny just like my heart. Comes to you like whoosh. When you hold it, you just want to live like bam. I don't remember what voice I gave him. I'm not good at remembering those. You do well to watch what you say, Larry. Although it's just as Larry says, the spear is quite the symbol of valor. He's such a nerd. However, speaking of spears, aren't you supposed to use them by thrusting the point straight into your opponent? I'm not entirely convinced the spear is up to the task. What's wrong, Edgy? You're just staring off in the distance. Oh, I get it. Tell you what, I'll tell the student you make you one, okay? But this one's mine. Did I say anything about wanting one? I totally do. I can shut him up if I show him a piece of evidence that will point something about this spear. How it's not straight? Do I have anything like that? I mean, there's the spear itself, I guess. I want to look at these statues first, before I get to that. Well, I've seen no difference between this Primidex statue and Babel's. Statue face looks a bit like the costume hero you like so very much. I wonder why you Americans have such an affinity for this kind of face. Statue wasn't made by an American, you know. At least I don't suppose so. Why is there a weapon on display in a place like this? I wonder why there are no whips on display here. You would think that. Yeah, it's the only thing I have with this spear on it, so... go. Eureka! Larry, about this spear. Oh, are you feeling it? Bam! I thought there was something strange about this spear. Tell me, Larry, is it just me, or is the spear a bit bent? What? No way! It's exactly as it should be, yo! I have here an autograph you wrote for me earlier. Take a good look at this, what you drew with your own hands. See that the spear is clearly a different shape. What do you have to say to that? I'm sorry. When I hold the spear in my hands, all of a sudden I feel super powerful. Then during practice, I was spinning it around and around and around, and BAM! Hit the wall. Hold it. You unbelievable. This is an embassy. But I've always been like that. Ever since I was a kid. One time on an overnight field trip, I brought a fake sword and played with it late that night. I hit Phoenix in the head. It was awful. I'm just a useless hot-blooded man. Larry, clarify that for me, will you? Okay, so some field trip, and I began to shadow fight with myself. You were there. Not that. I mean what you said earlier about spinning the spear and hitting the wall. Oh, that. It's no biggie. It's not like I left a hole or anything. That's not why I'm asking, Larry. Samurai spear is made of metal. Somehow doubt that a move as simple as spinning around would cause it to bend. Man, Edgy, you're so naive. What? Where'd that come from? Well, you keep calling it the samurai spear, but it's not real. You can't really fight someone with it, because it's hollow on the inside. You could hit against it practically anything, and it would bend. Is that so? Don't tell me you thought it was real. Oh, but don't take it wrong way. I just think part of your personality is cute. I see. Your friendship truly is something special, Miles Edgeworth. Special? That's not friendship. It's utter humiliation. As red as my shirt. I guess I'm done with that. Hey, Masky. You're kind of short. So this is the victim, Damask 2. What is with this gaudy outfit? You don't know about Master Mask? A few months ago, this thief caused a lot of havoc on the populace. So the thief is separate from the Yatagarasu? I thought they were for a while, because their MO and targets were different. Damask likes high-value trinkets and jewels, and being gaudy is his signature. Gumshoe was in charge of the investigation, so he'd know more about Damask. That's alright, all I'll probably hear are tales of his failure anyway. You haven't changed a bit, I see. In any case, let's get started here, shall we? I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Yeah, he does. I'm with Larry on that one. His enjoyment of Steel Samurai is pretty cute. What is he holding? It's like a piece of paper from a notepad. Here the directions on how to reach this room are written by hand. There's something written on the back as well. I'd like you to steal the Primadux statue in this room. What is that supposed to mean? Who writes a note themselves like that? If I had to guess from the text, I would say this is actually a request from someone about what to steal. Who the person has requested the theft of the Primadux statue? What about this hat? Not a single shred of fashion sense in the mask costume. Well, at least I can appreciate the great effort he must have put into making it. You two don't know. You can buy this costume almost anywhere now. It's being sold? Since when? Since around New Year's. The streets are practically flooded with them. You can thank your pal Phoenix for that. Turns out the mask is a lot more popular than I thought it'd be. Can't believe that foolish fool would dress in a fool's clothing to act foolishly. You get your point about 3 foolishnesses back, Francisca. I suppose this was the wrapping cloth Damask 2 used to carry stolen goods. There's nothing wrapped in it now. Guess he never did manage to get his hands on whatever he was about to steal. Who's behind mask number 1? I thought Damask had quit the business. This guy, he's just a copycat using the name. A phony successor. He's just another petty thief. His real identity is an out-of-work guy by the name of Kashino. He's 29 and wanted on larceny charges. From his clothes and what he was carrying, we determined that this guy is the real Damask 2. Cause of death appears to be the loss of blood from the back of his head. Seems that he was struck with something very hard. In other words, he was bludgeoned to death. So this is the murder weapon in the case. There's blood on the blade. It's a rather sweeping sword, isn't it? What'd you expect? Steel Samurai Daddy's secondary weapon. Did he say that with a straight face? I only calls it a secondary weapon because although he uses the sword in most of his battles, it's his trusty samurai spear that he turns to in a real fight. You sure know quite a lot about the Steel Samurai. It's only because I saw the stage tour earlier, I swear. Owner of the sword, or in other words, Larry. Probably ask him about it, as detrimental as it is to proving him innocent. Well, if the spear is hollow, then the sword's probably hollow too. Did your cape do anything? Nope. Anything under the... Oh, no. Like our partner is now Francisca. Yep, there's his theme, I think. Definitely familiar, at least. Larry, there's a few things I need to ask you about. Hey now, hey now, hey now. How about that? I got a few things I ask about you, too. Ask you, too. Adding words for some reason. What is it? It's like, both you and him, you know, Phoenix, how's the two of you always manage to have some cute or hot girl by your side? And Franzi, what about the promise you made to me? Promise? What promise? The one where you said you would model for my next book, Franzi Whippity Whip Trip. Ow! I made no such promise. Ever since grade school, we've had a certain saying about Larry. When something smells, it's usually the butts. One needs to look no further than this man to find the king of troublemakers. It's weird how they never refer to Phoenix by name in this. As I recall, aren't you calling yourself Lawrence Donim now? That's Denuxium. Lawrence Denuxium. Get that straight in your head, Larry. Or Edgy, sorry. Ow! Now I remember. You're that rude, pale imitation of a real artist. Well, he did get Dahlia put up behind bars, I think, so... No, you got it all wrong. I gave up on that whole Larson biz. Besides, when Banjolina left me and my heart in pieces. That's when Mindy walked into my life. She's been so good to me that I wanted to help her in some way. Donim, whatever. We've already had this conversation. I'm not gonna say words right. Your inane blathering makes less and less sense each time we meet. I believe he's saying that he picked up this part-time job as a steel samurai, so he may attempt to capture the heart of the actress who plays the Pink Princess. You got it! I knew you know what I meant, Edgy. Not really, it's not so much that I understood, but a simple deduction based on your usual modus operandi, Larry. Larry, I'd like you to confess to me right now to everything you did tonight. Confess? Hey! Don't tell me you suspect me too! Nonsense! I don't believe you have the mental acuity needed to plan and execute a murder. You know, eventually he's going to kill someone, and everyone's going to believe that he didn't do it. However, we're talking about you here, so I find it hard to believe that nothing happened. For past experience has taught me that you are always at the center of some insane event. You have to specify what I got right, because I don't even know what I got wrong. Edgy, how can you be so mean, stabbing me with your words like that? Unfortunately, I don't have time to search out the key to unlock your heart this time. Or that weird Magatama thing that Phoenix has. So I suggest that you cooperate and tell me what you know. Okay, I get it. Just stop Franzi from whipping me from behind. So I guess you know what I did, right, Edgy? I can't even begin to imagine. However, I imagine that whatever you were up to was probably beyond my imagination. So you will tell me exactly what you did, Larry. Nope, not yet, Edgy. It'll take more than that to loosen my lips. Okay, a lot more. Confess, now. Oh. I've heard that word before? It's a lot different hearing a word and seeing a word. Okay, well I was up on the roof, for some reason. And why exactly were you up there? Oh, you know, that wintry custom and legendary hero. Legendary? Hero? Santa, darn it! I was trying to be Santa Claus. Santa Claus? I wanted to do that thing he does, so I climbed into one of the chimneys. But when I got there, there was smoke pouring out of the chimney. And? Well, I couldn't go down the chimney with smoke coming up, right? So I gave up. Objection! Larry, you do realize that Santa Claus does not exist, right? Of course I know. I did graduate from junior high, you know. You did? Then you should also understand this. If Santa was real, he would be the biggest unlawful trespasser in history. Oh, crud. Is your attempt to intimidate Santa landed you a prime suspect in this murder? Come on, man. What's so wrong to pretending to be Santa? Let's start with the fact that it would be the Ides of March in a matter of hours. Santa only visits homes at December 24th. That's in December, you nitwit. No. Hey, wait a second. We're not in court. Larry, about the samurai sword that was used in the murder weapon. Oh, that? Well, I shook hands with the ambassador in this room, you know. Yes, apparently you did. And well, I totally forgot about it and left it behind when I left afterwards, wow. Wait, left before what happened? You want to talk about shock? I was the most shocked of all when I heard it killed someone. Whip! Shocked! Foolish fool, looking especially foolish for foolishly stating such a foolish excuse. You forgot to take something that big with you. Who would believe such a tale? Hold it. Sorry, Miss Von Karma. I believe him. Because if anyone forgets something like that, it would be Larry. Edgy, you believe me. Oh, junior high. Yeah, he did leave before that. He went to go for Von Karma. Work for Von Karma. Or, I guess, study under Von Karma? Probably homeschooled at that point. I just knew our friendship is something special. Why? Larry doesn't go with anybody. I'd say she likes Gumshoe more than anyone. You know, outside of liking Edgeworth as the big brother she wants to be acknowledged by. Anyway, even if Larry had simply forgotten the sword and left it behind, that in no way clears his name, which means that I will have to prove his innocence from a different angle. What do you got to say, Bad? Who hurts my throat when I talk? Oh wait, we already talked. Lang, you did some investigating over in the Babalese embassy too, right? I did, so problem. Lang Z says, a wolf who aims to hunt 2 rabbits at once. I believe the idiom required is, he who runs after 2 hares will catch neither. Heh, a real wolf can catch both. I see. So what are you trying to say, seeing as how I'm currently handling 2 cases? Heh, suit yourself. But don't say I didn't warn you. Oh hey, we can actually examine this. That is a bird? This guy has let a tree grow into his window? That's pretty weird. 2 gorgeous flowers in bloom here. Looks like some of them were plucked. Because these flowers, lovely as these, must have an equally as lovely name. Miles Edgeworth, are you done staring? I should hardly think that passion flowers are all that rare. Passion flowers? That's a rather unusual name. It was named by the priest in the 15th century, the Passion of Christ. As I say, you learn something new every day. Okay, let me examine this. Chimney's important. It's a fireplace, and by the looks of it, I don't think it's been used recently. Yes, I can't say I see anything unusual about it. This person shaking hands with the steel samurai in this picture is Ambassador Alba. It was taken just before the murder, and they already framed it? Steel Samurai must have been very popular, even using the National Treasure as a backdrop. I just don't understand what exactly is so great about the top knot there. Clearly there's depth in the show that a young person like you can't fathom. Speaking of young people, aren't you young children a target audience for the show of costumed actors? This must be Ambassador Alba's desk. His notebook is open on his desk. He must have been in the middle of some important work. Sapling growth lock. It finally sprouted, eh? Funny, it doesn't look like important work to me. He's all into growing those flowers. Alright, now how is this important? Let's see, let's look at this again. If I can actually get over you, darn it. There was the exact same statue sitting in that Babalese office we examined. The Primadex statue. It was the national treasure of the Principality of Kodibia. There was only one of these statues, meaning that one of these 2 is a replica. But both Alabas and Narabal came to have the real thing. What an incredibly childish fight to have. Okay. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. I'm assuming I have to look at this picture and be like... Okay, yeah, it was turned. But I'll look at it first. I believe before. I think he's always liked the Steel Samurai. It's a Primadex statue. There was one of these on the Babalese as well. It was very valuable and made of pure gold. It was a national treasure of Kodopia. Only one of these statues, meaning that one of these 2 is a replica, as I just said. Incredibly childish fight to have. Okay, I guess we just repeated it, but whatever. Eureka! Look at this photo and tell me what you find odd about this scene, Miss Von Karma. The apparent joy in the ambassador's face as he shakes that top-knot's hand. That's not it. That's normal. I was trying to point out the statue in the photo is facing a different way. You're right. This statue is a national treasure. As such, only ambassadors or a secretariat-level person is allowed to handle it. In fact, the statue is facing one way in this photo. And now it's facing a different direction in this preserved crime scene. It's proof that someone touched the statue around the time of the crime. I guess that about wraps up my investigation. That's the door opening. Now, who's the Pink Princess? It's gotta be an old character too, right? Who would Larry get along with? Anyone pretty. But at least someone he thinks is pretty. I don't know. Yeah, something like that. Who the heck is Mindy? I don't remember anyone named Mindy. Also, I need to close Steam. Having breakfast fight on the screen the whole time. I have the feeling you're lying to me again, though, to throw me off. But, yo, Pink Princess, how you feeling? Still feeling ill? Where's the Iron Baby, actually? And yet another strange character comes out of the woodwork. Hello, Phoenix, welcome back. And so the Pink Princess also comes to pay the Albacid Embassy a visit. I believe I may need to speak with her as well. Yeah, but we never see any of his girlfriends except for the one that died. And yeah, every single one he talks to dies. Is she gonna die? No, she would have died already. So not girlfriend yet. Those eyes make me even more suspicious. It's gonna be something stupid. Who's the stupidest person I could think of it being? It's not Lotta Hart. She was already given a cameo. What was the security guard's name again? Yeah, that's what I meant. We never see any of his girlfriends except for the one that dies. And I guess technically he was working under that one girl. Anyways, let's talk to her. Miss Pink Princess, I have a few questions I'd like to ask you. Miss Pink Princess, if you would please answer me. This must be what they call fate. How could this happen 2 days in a row? What the? Aren't you Miss Oldback? Why are you surprised? Oh, so you're the one that got to play Steel Samurai. It's too bad I didn't realize that until now. You were acquaintances with Larry? Why, yes, we worked at the same company for a little while, you know. Oh yeah, they did. That's why it's okay, my edgy poo. You don't need to be jealous. I was in the next room, you know, trying to get some beauty sleep. So noisy in here I couldn't fall asleep, so I came over to complain. So imagine my shock when I saw my precious Angie Poo waiting here for me. I mean, who could have imagined you'd never come to a show like this? I guess I misjudged you, Angie Poo. You misjudged him? I thought he was trying to avoid me, you know. That was no misjudgment on your part. That was precisely what I was planning to do. Looks like the winds have shifted and he's now willing to be chased after. I'm simply overwhelmed. Don't you worry, Edgy Poo. I chase you forever, to the ends of the earth. Isn't that just peachy? This is one of those rare times when Francisca and I actually see eye to eye. Although her eyes are closed. Now then, what are you doing here? I thought you were working in Gatewaterland as the Pink Badger. Why are you affiliated so much with Pink? What are you talking about? That was ages ago. That was yesterday. I didn't even need to wait for that line. Look, I worked at Global Studios before a long time ago, right? Well, they called me up this morning, kind of out of the blue, actually. Or out of the pink. They called you? Apparently the girl who plays the Pink Princess collapsed from a bad cold. Happened so suddenly, they called me in to be her last-minute replacement. Do they not have enough people on staff in that studio? Do we not have enough characters in this game? I really couldn't say no, so here I am playing the role of the heroine. Instead of that Mindy girl, I mean. That poor girl, I feel bad for her. Because they let me stand in for her, she's going to have a terrible time when she returns. I mean, not exactly great at being strange fun. Then in the last second, I threw a ragdoll son of shuriken at the Steel Samurai, and the eyes was uproar. Because I tell you, they're really a bunch of simpletons. You're a rather lively old lady. So basically you received a standing request this morning, correct? You got it. You need to see it. I've got it right here. Look. It appears that she is telling the truth. I tell you, my fine acting moved the entire audience to tears. Yes, tears of laughter, as I recall. But being famous has its problems too, you know. Here, take a look at this. It's a letter from a stalker. Ah. I was just taking my break when I found this stuck under my door of the room. Honestly, you really have to watch out for these kinds of things. Look at what it says. Wendy, I'll be descending on you from above tonight. Your loving night. How absolutely revolting. Me, you think you'd at least get my name right. No accent in my name. Wait, this horrible handwriting. Where have I seen this before? But now that you're here, Edgy Poo, I feel 100% safe. Wait, where do I factor into this? You'd bust that evil stalker man for my sake, wouldn't you, Edgy Poo? Well, if you allow me liberty to handle this in my own way, I'll gladly dispatch a detective to your house later. Oh, come on, Edgy Poo, stop being so dismissive and playing hard to get. What were you doing at the time of the crime? What crime? What? After the show was over, I had nothing but free time on my hands. So I used the fireplace in the room next door to keep my bad hip warm. Well, a murder occurred in this room right next to yours. Is that right? Oh, Edgy Poo, I'm so scared. Hold me, caress me. Hold it, I'm not doing that. If you could please not cling on to my personage. In any case, I take it then that you failed to show up at the Ambassador Alba's speech. Oh, that? No, I didn't go. I mean, I may have had the heart of a young, tender maiden. But my body just refused to cooperate at times. As soon as the show ended, my hips started acting up and I got stiff. I couldn't move at all. Am I proof of your condition? Oh, you just go ahead and ask me the doctors in the infirmary. They're the ones who carried me from the theater all this way to the embassy. I have to admit, thought over not being able to leave that room is rather pleasant. Wow, harsh. Hello, I am here with Doc. Prosecutor Von Karma, I brought the police dog, as you requested, sir. Good work. You may leave now, officer. Come here, smoochums. This dog. I requested the assistance of a dog in our search for the Yatagarasu. Looks like you guys have some pretty bright dogs in the country, too. Woof woof. What's your name? Hey, you're a real cutie, aren't you? Yeah, that's a good boy. That's a police dog Gumshoe's been taken care of. I think its name is Missile. Oh yeah, Missile, I remember him. I feel like we've seen him before, right? What a fitting name for a police dog that dashes out in front and attacks. Action alone is exactly what's going to solve this case for you, you know? Now, Missiles, I want you to find some clues. Go. Woof. I found something, boss! Good dog, you really are quite bright, aren't you? Unlike a certain someone I know. Only Gumshoe could learn after you. Now, what do we have here? That's a burger. Or a hot dog? Yeah, it's a hot dog. What is this? Looks like a hot dog. What? Wait, Francisca, isn't that an official samurai dog? Ah, no, bad Missile. He ate it. I wonder if it's alright for him to eat that. It's just a meat substance snack featuring the Steel Samurai. I'm sure it'll be fine. Quite a bit of information you got there in a single quick glance. We should be focusing on why there was a samurai dog there in the first place. Looks like that snack isn't all what Missile found. Why is it wrapped in a shirt? Oh, and what do we have here? Appears to be a lady's undershirt. What if Ambassador Alba might have had an interesting cross-dressing? I somehow doubt that. It doesn't look like the shirt would even fit him. Samurai dog and a lady's undershirt. What are these two items doing in a room like this? Given the circumstances, the lady's undershirt could only belong to one person. But should I get this over with and ask the owner of said undershirt about it? Even the samurai dogs return. Hello, dog. Woof. He was a much bigger help than I thought he would be. Yes, however, there are a few aspects I don't understand about what he found. In that case, you should keep on investigating until you understand. Now, my subordinate, continue with the investigation. Great dread, I proceed and do what I must to solve this case. Yeah, Detective Bad, is this your shirt? Dead Guy, is this your shirt? No. Only one person this shirt could actually belong to. Well, potentially. It could probably be Larry's. If you could please take a look at this brown-colored undershirt. Oh, Edgy Poo, what is the meaning of this? Why did you steal that thing from one of my bags? All you had to do was ask, and I would have gladly given it to you as many as you like. Thanks, but no thanks. This shirt was found here at the crime scene. What? Come now, why don't you just confess? And explain what it's doing here. I know nothing. Nothing, I tell you. What? Okay, I admit I used the fireplace to dry this shirt, but I can't really help the fact that I had to, you know? Wearing that freak princess costume was like being in a sauna. And on top of that, I get fingered as a suspect? You're too cruel, Edgy Poo. Are you claiming that you never once set foot inside this room? Of course I am. If I had to be the one to find this body, you think I'd be as calm as relaxed as I am? I tell you, it's always like this. It's always my fault. Tabloid camera's missing, that lawyer always makes me of missing of it. We got married, and so I guess I'm stuck marrying you. What purpose is that? Yes, I deserve you, but I can't help it. Will you marry me? Honestly, men these days. She said something about Phoenix in there. Something about that lawyer. Well, I don't believe she is lying about her actions. I can safely assume she was drying her shirt by the fireplace on her break. And somehow the undershirt managed to move from the next room to this one. I assume the samurai dog was also yours. Oh, that brilliant mind of yours. You really can see through everything about me. And so she's feeling the dread continues. But I suppose I should ask for more details. Why the samurai dog? That samurai dog was yours, wasn't it? Oh, of course it was. I'm forever yours, my edgy wedgy poo. If you could just stick to what I asked you. Edgy, are you and Miss Oldback? No! Absolutely not. You really don't change, do you? When do we learn to take a joke? Anyway, that samurai dog wasn't mine. Those things are a present from the studio at the embassy. A present? Studio bigwigs basically told us to play delivery boys. We were supposed to hand them dogs off to the embassy people and tell them hi. I had to pile them onto the pushcart just to move them all, so they were... The samurai dogs were the Iron Baby? Those studio guys deliver those things by themselves, right, Edgy? So would you deliver the samurai dogs to the embassy staff as per your instructions? Hey, Edgy, don't just ignore me and my question. Aren't you gonna stick up for me? Ah, about that. See, after the show, I went to rest a spell in the dressing room. Because of my bad hip, you know. And there they were. Samurai dogs were just sitting on the dressing room floor. I suppose you had to make preparation for distributing them after the show. Well, if by preparation means sampling them as well. Excuse me? Oh, I tried one and thought they were actually quite good. Sorry, but I just had to find out. I know I was silly of me to think this, but I figured that since they're for a kid's show, their taste was probably for kids too. Character on her shoulder is a woman. Makes sense. Steel Samurai may not actually be written all that well. But they were actually so good I couldn't stop. Before I went back to my room, I just had to help myself to half a dozen or so boxes. Sat there by the roaring fire, warming them and eating them. I thought, this is... what is it now? It could be... What is her full title? Do I have a profile thing? I do. Yeah, it's probably pink. Her full thing together could be Pink Princess, I don't know. Full on the nose. Oh, I know, I bet you want a box too, don't you, my edgy poo? But who am I to say no to you? But I only give you one. The rest are all for me. Yeah, it's the same thing on both. Looks like the lesson for today is that when the Steel Samurai and the Pink Princess take off the mask, they transform into a pair of annoying troublemakers. That is the most accurate thing you have ever said, Francisca. Thinking logically... There's no trace of this room's fireplace being used. And your point is? Smoke was supposedly pouring out of the chimney connected to this fireplace. At least according to Larry. This is a contradiction of the facts, is it not? Are you sure he wasn't just disoriented or something on that roof? There's a testimony from an investigator that puts Larry at this particular chimney. So no, I don't think it was a mistaken impression on Larry's part. On the other hand, the fireplace in the next room was being used at the time. Where do you suppose the smoke from that fireplace went? Ah, I see. So what you're proposing is this. Smoke that came out of that chimney was actually from this old bag's fire. So basically the fireplaces of the neighboring rooms share one chimney. Is that what you were implying? That seems like the most logical thing. Precisely. This lady's undershirt that Missile found. Ah, why? Why are you getting all excited over holding a lady's undergarment? It's a shirt. Miles Edgeworth, you uncouth sea slug. You know the owner of said undershirt, then hurry and return it to her already. You have it all wrong. This is evidence. And the owner of this piece of evidence was in the room next door. Yeah, despite that, Missile found it in the fireplace in this room. This lady's undershirt. Are you seriously claiming that it somehow passed through solid brick wall? Not quite. Fireplace in this room is connected to a chimney. The other fireplace in the other room is also connected to the same chimney, leading us to the possibility that the two fireplaces are connected to each other. Perhaps a closer look at the back of the fireplace is in order. There's an X on the back of the wall of the fireplace? Let's see if I can't get a better look at it. I will inspect every suspicious-looking nook and, what in the... The wall is separating from this room fireplace to the next room's fireplace. Apparently turns. As I suspected, this fireplace does indeed connect this room to the neighboring room. Also, if you pushed on the X, wouldn't it turn the other way? Whatever. The neighboring room. There appears to be nothing particular about the next room, but the fact that there is nothing special about the next room isn't what's important. The fact that there's a secret passageway through this room's fireplace. We now know that the fireplace connects the two rooms, but how exactly is this significant? You aren't going to suddenly name the old lady as Damask II's killer, are you? No, she couldn't move at all because of her stiff hip, so she could not have been the one. Unfortunately, I believe that this fireplace has nothing whatsoever to do with Damask II's murder. I mean, someone could escape from there, but she'd probably notice, but she's also passed out because of pain. Fear that the answer has made itself known. You're making quite a confident face there, Mr. Prosecutor. Bring it on. I'm ready to counter any argument you may have. Very well, then, if you are prepared. I'll show you exactly where my deductions have led me. Good. I'm counting on you, Edgy. So nervous. Leave it to me, Larry. My first attack will be... Dark Magician! Also, to expose your lie for what it really is. My lie? I know that there is still something you're keeping from the rest of us. What's wrong with you? Why won't you believe me no matter what I say, Edgy? Curse you, I should just hurry up and die already if that's how it's gonna be. I'll confess to every murder in the whole world, and then kill myself. And throw everything into mass confusion. Heh, you made some wonderful friends as a child, I see. Larry, I only have one thing to say to you. Tell it to Phoenix. If you make that face at me, it's no use. A man is ready to die as strong-willed, you know. Larry, it doesn't matter what sort of harebrained trouble you've caused. I only ask you do not lie to me. You cause an innocent person to be judged unfairly because of some insipid lie. I will never forgive you. Edgy. Although allow me to say that I consider you to be among the innocent in this case. And I will draw the real killer out. You can trust me on this. Alright, this time I'll tell you the whole truth, okay? What happened, what didn't happen, the works. Just what happened will do. Now if you would please testify to what you did up to the proof tonight. Of course he has that dumb face on. Up on the rooftop, clop, clop, clop. I don't know the rest of that song. After the show, I left the pushcart in Rose Garden. In the Rose Garden? And came to the embassy. Then they took a picture of me shaking hands with the ambassador. After that, and until my next appearance, I had some free time, so I wandered around. That's when I spotted the chimney. A chimney like that is a rare thing, you know. Then I wanted to play Santa and decided to give it a try. Larry, I thought I just finished telling you not to lie anymore. Also, that is some spooky hair in the back there. I did not see that before. But it's kind of ultra embarrassing. And what exactly is so ultra embarrassing that you can't tell me? Edgy man just said it was embarrassing, so of course I can't just blurt it out. I had to freeze it out of me. As your superior, I commend you to hurry up and expose this man's lie. I have every intention to, for I'm not about to waste time on such a trifling matter. With the pushcart in the Rose Garden and came around the embassy. I know the Santa thing is definitely... Hold it! I'd hardly think that chimneys are that rare. Agreed, especially since they are a traditional feature of American houses. Plus, many grand buildings have even larger and fancier chimneys. Everyone's getting on Larry today. Yeah, when I'm talking about the chimney I'm talking about is really romantic type. A romantic chimney? It might sound kinda silly, but women seem to really enjoy them. I just had a good feeling about that chimney. You suddenly wanted to play Santa. Oh, well, actually I dressed up as Santa once before already. That was down at Gourd Lake. Yeah, you did do that. I'd appreciate if you wouldn't dredge up such unnecessary memories for me. Or my sister here. Sounds like you guys share a lot of history. A perk of being childhood friends, huh? Besides, it's not a felony to dress up and play Santa, you know. Santa doesn't go around killing people after he comes down family's chimney, after all. Actually, is it worth delving into whether or not playing Santa is a big deal? Raise an objection. Actually, I believe in the case of this man, playing Santa is actually quite a big deal. Are you saying that your buddy isn't exactly made of Santa-quality stuff? Precisely. You hit the nail on the head, Agent Lang. For some reason, it seems Lang is more respectable towards Edgeworth right now. Hey, Edgy, that's incredibly mean. Tell me something, Larry. Did you know that Santa's job is to deliver presents to people all over the world? Of course I know that. I did graduate from junior high, you know. You did? In that case, it's your turn to tell me something. I want you to tell me to whom you were delivering a present to. She wasn't there for that one, but that is when her dad got kind of convicted and probably is dead, so she probably knows about it. I was delivering a present to a child not basking in the glow of love. That must be the most elegant description of you I've ever heard, but a lie is still a lie. Sure know how to kick a guy when he's down, don't you know? In any case, the person you wish to deliver a present to was utmost certainly this. Oh, I guess we get to see his face, huh? I did not realize his face was there. I mean, we know who, but she's not on this list. Oh, hey, Castillo Yu is here. He has a very messed up lines on his face. Oh well. Interesting you have there, Mr. Suspect. Don't spread lies about me. I totally didn't want to see Miss Oldbag so much that I tried to go down a chimney. Yeah. I'd advise you to stop right there on your bashing of an old lady. Must admit that I, myself, hardly ever have the want to run into that lady. However, what if you were misinformed and under the wrong impression? Then what? Yeah, I know. She doesn't really seem to care that her dad's gone. But, define wrong impression. I simply mean the man before you thought to enter the old lady's room, without knowing one very important fact. And that fact is best summed up with this. Larry, I'd like for you to take a look at this piece of evidence. No way! What? That's not really that important, is it? It's always like this. You acting so high and mighty and then you bully me. That's why I refuse to look at it. Be quiet and take a look. Well, if you say so, Franzi, but only because you say so. Some people never change, even their attitudes change to women. So what's up with that anyway? Why, it's proof that you never even knew existed, of course. What? Oh, is that all? Well, I didn't need it right now, so I'll just give it back to you. Guess I was wrong. Got you on the ropes now, don't I? Okay. Need to think it through this one more time. Larry didn't know one very important fact when he tried to sneak into the old bat's room. Oh, okay. I was on the wrong step. This is something the old lady received from her employer for the night. The girl who newly plays Pink Princess, Mindy, was it again? Seems that this man was quite taken with that actress. But that's not true, Edgy. She's the one with the hots for me. I just know it. I can feel her sexy beam piercing my heart when she's watching me. You filthy, despicable, inconsiderate, fickle, idiotic, cowardly apparition of a man. You haven't matured at all since we last met. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. Yes? This guy, he's got bigger problems than just getting involved in murders, I take it. I suppose you could put it that way. What the heck, man? I don't get you guys at all. Everyone's getting on Larry's case today. Even Lang is just putting aside like, wow, this guy's got problems. I don't know if he's a murderer, but definitely has some problems. Why you always make me out to be some sort of bad guy? To return to the original topic, I propose that at least this much has been made clear. Without any knowledge that Miss Mindy had fallen ill, Larry tried to make his way into Pink Princess's room, that much we know for sure. Hold it. Hey, Edgy. Looks like I've got the hang of this court thing now. But we're not in court at the moment. Shut up. It's the same thing. I see what's going on here. It looks like what you do in court. I guess old boy here still has something he'd like to say. Langsy says, until the root of the tongue dries, one never knows the whole truth. You shouldn't form conclusions until everything is out in the open, which is why I'll listen. Alright, then get ready to listen to me defeat Edgy with a battle of wits. Larry, have you forgotten that should I lose, your victory prize will be your arrest? Also, have you forgotten that I never lose against you? Unless Phoenix is there, and then sometimes he wins, but that doesn't really necessarily I lose to you. Necessarily mean, whatever. So what do you think I wanted to do was go visit Mindy? Well, I dressed up as Santa and climbed to the chimney. You did not dress up as Santa. But the smoke was really thick. It was a case of mistaken identity, and that mistake made me late for the speech. Top it all off, I became a suspect of murder. That's what you really mean. Why would I ever put myself through so much humiliation on purpose? You've done a lot of crazier things. Hey, someone say something. Larry, are you seriously trying to submit this not as a confession, but as a testimony? So what if I am? Something wrong with that? Claim is a claim claiming my claim. Do you have any problem with that? So it was you. You're my stalker. Well, I should warn you, it doesn't matter what kind of flattery you throw at me. I'm the devoted type of woman who's wholly focused on one. As long as Edgy Poo's alive, can't just drop and be unfaithful. No, I can't, although earlier I was simply a teeny bit of a wolf man. Though my dear Edgy Poo's blah blah blah. Edgy Poo's rest. I can't read that fast. You're such an inconsiderate, cowardly, idiotic, and all-around completely worthless man. I thought I heard something ominous just now, but perhaps it was just my imagination. I believe there was nothing further to me to prove at this point. What do you mean? Of course you got something to prove. So you have to show me some proof that I was trying to meet up with Mindy. Proof, you say? I don't have any pudding. Remember, Edgy, everything is evidence in court, right? You mean evidence is everything in court, Larry. Well, I understand your point. Also, we're not in court. See, I'm totally a pro at this now. Very well, if you wish to see the evidence. Let me show you the last piece of evidence you'll ever wish to see. Wonder if Larry's gonna show up and meet Cool Nick. Beanie Nick.
Hold it!
Well, I've been saying that for a while now. After all, enough of that. Then what other reason did you wish to go down that chimney? Hold it! You can't say that without any evidence. That's against the rules, Edgy. Not so fast. Heh. Thanks for keeping the prosecutor in line for me, Mr. Suspect. Hold it. Shut up. I have the evidence. If you wish to see that badly, I can introduce you to. Ah, but it's not a good to keep them waiting, my subordinate. Hurry and show them already. Lies, all lies, Edgy. Well, if you wish to lie, then by all means continue. Because I'm ready to expose your lie at a moment's notice. You won't get the better of me. Now let's see. So now do I present that, I guess? Yeah, I guess so. Larry, don't even think about denying that you have knowledge of this letter. Hey, why are you showing that thing to me? Windy, I'll be descending on you from above tonight, your loving knight. Isn't that just romantic, and also very creepy? But you weren't able to descend upon her from above, were you, Mr. Loving Knight? I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't remember a thing. Objection. You can pretend to be ignorant all you like, but it's written right here. This letter proves that you were not out to meet the old lady, but rather that you were attempting to pay Miss Mindy a visit. This one? Larry says you take up penmanship lessons. That is, if you never wish to experience this level of embarrassment ever again. What the heck? What are you talking about? Speak English. Are we speaking English? You wrote Mindy so sloppy that it became windy to the average eye. Hey, stop picking on me. It's so embarrassing. There, isn't that what childhood friends are for? They're the best, aren't they? For punching. But that will have to wait until we're off of this crime scene. Angie, save me from the scary man. Sure, if you're willing to make amends, starting with your incredibly embarrassing mistake. That wasn't me. Come again. It's a fake. Someone's out to get me, so they made that fake letter. Just set me up. Accept your defeat graciously. But you guys are being so mean. Penmanship analysis. What's that? No matter who, all people have certain unique features to their handwriting. Do I have unique features to my handwriting? It's always different, so. Ergo, all we have to do is compare your handwriting to this letter to a sample of yours, and we'll know soon enough who it is that sent this letter. I'll never write another thing in my life. Hold it, you don't need to. Tisk, tisk, tisk. It's no use, Mr. Loving Knight. For you've already graciously provided me with a sample of your handwriting, this Steel Samurai autograph. This autograph and our mysterious letter, if we compare the handwriting, we'll know the answer to our questions soon enough. Confess now, Larry, to your miserable failure. I'm sorry. I did it. It was me causing trouble again. At least he admits it. You hit the nail right on the head, Edgy. So he finally confesses. I saw the pink princess being carried around a stretcher and got worried, alright? I wanted to go into Mindy's room, but the doctors wouldn't let me in. What choice did I have? It was the chimney or bust, Edgy. Your mind jumped from the door to the chimney. What a criminally overreactive imagination. Guess I was honest and wrote Mindy a letter and stuck it under the door, and the doctors kind of let me do that for some reason. That way she wouldn't be shocked when I came down through the chimney. Except for the fact that the letter was utter failure at conveying said sentiment. I'm really sorry. Maybe a shameful, good-for-nothing blight on the face of humanity. Jeez, brutal. However, I always knew you weren't the killer. I told you to trust me, because at the very least I can attest to that about you. Aww. You're... Heck, why? We've lost a lot of our valuable time because of you, and I'm going to ruin this moment entirely. Ow. In any case, I believe we can say that we know exactly what happened. Mr. Larry Butts sought to climb down a chimney, not for access to the crime scene, but to enter the room of the elderly lady next door. Hold it! Great job, Mr. Prosecutor. Although I still find it a bit unbelievable that the two of you are friends. Believe me, I think that every day. Every time I see the guy. But the suspicion on that guy over there isn't completely resolved yet, so don't get any funny ideas about running off, okay? Oh, hey, what? Edgy, what does the Wolfman mean when he says I'm not off the hook yet? It means the murder weapon. Larry, did you forget? There are 2 layers of suspicion hanging over your head. That's exactly what I mean. We can only rely on the words of a suspect after all. We may have figured out where he was and what he was doing all night, but the blood-stained samurai sword that was left at the crime scene. As long as there is no satisfactory explanation for that, this wolf will refuse to ease up on his bite. There's one good quality. He does not murder. Not a killer. Unless you count brain cells, I guess. Edgy, that guy looks like seriously about to take a bite out of me. I'm well aware, and you should be as well, that this upcoming battle will be crucial. Thanks to the cooperation of our lovely bumbler, I've been dealt a very nice hand and sweet trump card. Looks like we're about to enter the final bout. Now, Mr. Prosecutor, let's see what you've got. I can easily point out the contradiction in this supposed murder weapon. But the real problem is me figuring out what the real murder weapon is. This will be a high-stakes gamble. But this one game I cannot afford to lose. Why, Larry, I was the one who found the body of the victim, Damask 2. Beside him was the samurai sword, glittering red and offering up the scent of blood. It was supposed to be in the Steel Samurai's dressing room, but I found it here instead. Plus, I found the murder weapon's owner, the suspect Larry Butts, in here too. It's a bit far-fetched to accuse someone simply on the basis of ownership, but is this owner one distinct to the crime scene? I think that's plenty to go on, don't you? If you're alluding to his reason being by the chimney, we've already established that. Hold on there, Mr. Prosecutor. You two were longtime friends, right? Who's to say you didn't fabricate the evidence to give him an alibi? You're accusing me of fabricating evidence? Only my adoptive father did that. You think I can believe anything you produce? Forging evidence is all you prosecutors do. This man has some serious issues with prosecutors. Bet he was probably in a Von Karma case. But come on, I can't think of something as complicated as that, right, Edgy? Larry, I can agree because I know you and your personality well. However, Agent Lang knows nothing about you, or me for that matter, since his hatred for my entire profession emanating from his entire being. Meaning that the only way I can prove Larry's innocence is to present irrefutable evidence. Why, Larry? Damask 2. So you were the first to discover the body this time. This time? What is that supposed to mean? You better watch what you say. I only said this time because earlier Kay was the first to discover the body in Babel. And your secretary, Agent Sheena, was ready to accuse her of murder for that. Not so fast! Ha! So are you going to use that excuse to call me suspicious now? Of course not. I was simply pointing out the usual pattern with discoverers of bodies. But in the Babadi's case, there was proof that she was holding the weapon, right? How did I know that? Well, oh yeah, Sheena informed her. Never mind. In this one, it's a bit different, since we know exactly where the weapon is. And also, I am not wearing gloves. Excuse me, but glittering red and offering up the scent of blood? Do I have to spell it out for you? Because I will. I mean the sight and smell of blood, of course. B-L-O-O-D. And according to the tests, the blood of the sword belonged to the victim. The sword was made only to be used on stage, so it's not sharp. But it is pretty weighty, and certainly heavy enough to beat someone to death with. Which leads me to suspect that the victim was beaten to death by the sword. Beaten to death, hmm? This last statement is too important to just let slip by. Which one am I doing here? Which one was that? Was it this one? I guess? They're both kind of the same thing. So the sword is covered in the victim's blood. Yeah, and the lab results confirm that the blood in the sword matches the victim's. But the sword is as dull as a vanilla envelope. It's just a stage prop after all. Steel Samurai is all about safety first, so you can't use it like a real sword. The Steel Samurai has spoken. Oh, jeez. The Pink Princess also appears to have something she'd like to petition to you personally. The Pink Princess would like to say can wait for the day after eternity. Anyway, my point is that even though the sword is too dull to slice with, it's certainly heavy enough to bludgeon someone to death with. Therefore... I'm assuming it's going to be like the sword is hollow. So... But I'm not entirely sure which one to present. About this samurai sword, have you received a report from forensics yet? They confirm that the blood on the sword belongs to the victim. Alright, but have they confirmed that the outline of the wound consistent with the weapon? Tell me something. Do you see the dead body right there in front of you? So, if they were conducting the autopsy right now, shouldn't the body not be here? Well? I suppose so. I guess they must still be investigating this room. We're investigating this room. Of course they are. We're the ones doing it. Meaning that it's possible he doesn't know about the piece of evidence's true nature. Anything else you like to chit-chat about? Good. No? Let's continue. Okay. So do I present the spear or the sword? I'll try the spear.
Objection!
It was a spear. Okay. Do you know what this is, Agent Lang? Heh, it's a long spear, right? We used those a lot in our country a long time ago. Piercing, mowing people down. Spears are the weapon of heroes throughout history. It's the next most effective weapon after the whip. I think the weapon's a slightly different category. So what is your point? Are you going to tell me that the spear is the real weapon? No, I simply want to take a look at this section here. The way it's bent. Precisely. Apparently a certain troublemaker hit it against the wall of the embassy earlier, and as you can clearly see, the insides of the Steel Samurai's weapons are hollow. In other words, they're replicas that aren't strong enough to deliver a damaging blow, let alone multiple strikes necessary to bludgeon someone to death. And yet there's not even a dent in the samurai sword. How do you explain that? Yeah! Oh yeah, the sword and the spear are made of the same stuff, so they bend easily. Man, I wish they'd make out of better stuff, like, actual metal. Because the spear got bent. I wasn't able to do my special early summer rain jab move. I got such an earful of the director of the play for not doing it in the show. The Steel Samurai's special move was changed tonight because of him? Gotta add that to the organizer. That actually probably is important, darn it. That's more than enough from your whining whimpering. Back to the topic of the spear. Yes, let's return to the real topic of discussion, where the real gamble begins. Well, a real strategy, per se. That's fair. They do need to carry them around. Actors aren't all gonna be huge like Will Powers was. All I can do for now is let the chips fall where they may. Using guesswork and taking risks in the place of real logic is hardly the Von Karma way. Neither smart nor very clever. Miss Von Karma, as you know, unlike your father, whoa, I am not a genius prosecutor. Whoa. Plus, I doubt his record of 40-year win streak will ever be broken. I'm gonna grip my shoulder for a second. My arm. Well, perhaps it's for the best if it remains unbroken. For no one should conceive the notion of convict all defendants in the first place. Objection! What a foolish statement from a foolish fool who hates to lose. It's the job of the prosecutor to make sure that all defendants are found guilty in court. There is nothing more important in this world than the perfect victory. This is not the time to be having this argument. That may be your opinion, however, I don't believe that that's all we are. As a prosecutor, what I pursue is not the perfect victory, but the perfect truth. That means that bridge I must cross will crumble beneath my feet? Then let it crumble as I walk towards the truth. Not so fast. You're good at keeping me entertained, Mr. Prosecutor, but you know, humans are delicate creatures. The slightest bump and we expire. I'd like you to consider, if you will, the possibility that the sword was used in such a way that the attack killed Damask II without bending it. So what do you think of my hypothetical scenario? I think you know what to do here, right? And what you need. Of course, what I need is evidence Agent Lang can't refute. It's time to bring this to a close. Why Larry Part 2? It's possible to use a samurai sword to kill someone, and under these circumstances, it's only logical conclusion. We searched the embassy top to bottom, but the victim's blood is only on that weapon. Is it natural that the suspicion would fall to the owner of said weapon? What is not very true? You have to specify. I say a lot of things. How long do you intend to cling to the preposterous theory? As long as I want, because we have examined every corner within the walls of the embassy. There is no stone we've left unturned, no statue left unturned. We've managed to come up with only one logical conclusion. The only place inside the embassy with the victim's blood on it is this sword. Yeah. It really depends on where you're hit. I'm sure if you're hit, like, right here, on the back of your head where your spine is, like, right at the top of your skull, you'd probably die. But, it would have to be a really strong bump. Anyways, you left no stone unturned. Is that a fact? Not so fast. If you've got something to say, then say it in the only way I respect, Mr. Prosecutor. Howling like a wolf. Of course, in that case, allow me to make it all crystal clear for you. Oh. Let's see. Could it be on the bottom of the statue? Maybe? Can't check it because I'm not allowed to touch it. You have to get Alba in here to touch it. I guess I'll press all of them, why not? Press them in a line. May inquired as to how you were able to muster such a claim, Agent Lang. Lang Z says, capable of miracles beyond comprehension is a mysterious creature as man. Rather than man, it's Agent Lang's quotes that are getting increasingly incomprehensible. Human body is a mysterious thing, even a toy-like sword. It's easy to kill a man if you hit just the right spot. Which is why I think it's possible to kill with this thing without leaving a dent. That being said, that kind of bump would not cause that much blood. We can only be sure of one way or another by seeing if the wound matches the sword. I know that. But as long as it's a possibility, I can proclaim as much as I'd like. Fair enough. But you must know that your conclusion is wrong. Given the circumstances I'm in, the only people I can trust are my subordinates. Because they are a much more trustworthy bunch than you prosecutors will ever be. And you call yourself a professional. Not so fast. You still don't see, do you, Mr. Prosecutor? You have to earn my trust. The only way to do that is to show me proof of another possible murder weapon. Another possible weapon. In this room, there was only one other thing left. It's going to be a gamble, but I can't withdraw from the game now. You're not going to get me to trust me with the power of your glare alone, you know. Plus, I have other reasons why I think the samurai sword is the murder weapon. I'm going to try the statue here, because that's what I think it is. Darn it, stop. Okay, poke. See that there is a very big flaw in your logic. Flaw? Are you sure it's not your eyes that are flawed? Talk to me again when you can see straight. Ow, my face. It is the piece I'm looking for, I'm pretty sure, but I think it was on the wrong one.
Hold it.
The only place where you could find blows on the samurai sword. That's right, even with Lumino. Which means that there are no other possibilities outside of what I've already outlined. Do I have a problem with Agent Ling's assertion the samurai sword is the weapon? Okay, there we go. If you believe that there is no other door of possibility left to open, then allow me to force one open for you. Not so fast. And how do you plan to do that? By showing what may possibly be the real murder weapon. That's what I get for not pressing everything first. The real murder weapon. I hate to repeat myself, but my men have already searched every last inch of this embassy. And they've concluded that nothing else could have been used as a weapon. Knowing these facts, do you still want to press forward with your little hypothesis? Of course. Because it's not possible your men inspected everything in their investigation. What are you talking about? I don't appreciate mind games. I don't appreciate when you people like you slander my men. I'm not slandering them, I assure you. I'm merely pointing out that their investigative dragnet has a few holes in it. Namely, that there's something your men couldn't have even laid a finger on. This item is the real murder weapon. Alright then, I'll play along for now. The real murder weapon that killed Damask 2. What exactly is it? Real murder weapon, which not a single person has yet to touch, is this. Take that. The national treasure of Alabast. Hold it. You mean the Primadux statue? Yes, and as you know, only the ambassador and his secretariat may touch it. Which I believe means that neither you nor your men were able to examine it, correct? Not so fast. You know very well that if we did, there would be an international incident between the Kingdom of Alabast and the Republic of Babel, and also whatever country we happen to be. The two countries' precarious relationship teeters in the balance, over a stupid fight related to a sovereign statue. I'll be darned if I let something go unexamined. Agent Lang, if you could take a look at this. The direction of the statue is facing just before and after the crime are different. And there is only one conclusion I can draw from that. Blink. Go look for Ambassador Alba and get him to give us the okay to examine the statue. Chifu, you can't look at the infidel's words. He's most definitely trying to trick you. Chifu, please, let's be rational about this. Lang Z says. Just go already. Yes, sir. Look how they both have their shoulder tap at the same time. arm tap. Shifu. Yeah? I'm really sorry, sir, but I was unable to convince the ambassador. Well, give him Missile. I'm sure Missile will be able to obtain permission to examine the Primaduck statue. I see. Wait a second, but then the investigation is at a standstill. Agent Lang, I will go and speak with the ambassador personally. Save your breath. He may act weak and frail, but that old man's one tough cookie. But I guess you gotta be tough when you're representing a whole country, you know? Agent Lang. What do you want? Let's just hurry up and examine the statue already. Whoa. Washifu. What about causing an international incident? Quiet. I'll take the fall if I have to later. Hold it. Agent Lang, the hypothesis is mine, so if someone has to take responsibility, let it be me. Responsibility? If we're going to talk in such heavy terms, maybe I should let you. It'd be a real problem for my men if something were to happen to me. Alright then, let's talk and more investigating. If we want to know the truth, we can't stop here. Action must be taken. Agent Lang, I'd like to run a luminol luminescence test on the statue. A luminol test? Ah, good thinking. If the statue is the murder weapon, then some of the victim's blood should still be on it. Okay, let's get the forensic team in here. I like how they're on the same side now. Hey, looks like you hit the jackpot, Mr. Prosecutor. Guess this means that the real murder weapon that killed Zimbas too. Indeed. Luminescence? I said luminescence, didn't I? Well, I wouldn't celebrate just yet if I were you. It doesn't look like this doesn't let your friend off the hook. It doesn't prove that he didn't kill Damas too, so the charge remains. We're hardly done examining the statue, Agent Lang. No, this is the real weapon. I believe further examination is required. Heh, you think so? Okay then, knock yourself out. There's a shield on his back. I wonder if that's supposed to mean that his back is covered. Lang Zi says, those with a shield on their back deflect all enemies behind them. It means that he is ready for any blindside attacks that may come his way. Agent Lang, there's no need to attach overly complex meanings to such a simple thing. Ha! You didn't seem to get Lang Zi's saying, so I was just explaining it to you. The saying itself is what I was referring to when I said overly complex, you know. With his sword drawn and ready, there's a certain aura of valor about him. Lang Zi says, those who hold a sword hold an equally strong will. It said the weapon in hold reflects the strength and will of one's character. Wonder if this is what creators show. Wonder if this was created as a show of the country's majesty. Oh, then what does Frenzy's whips say about her character? It says that I'm ready to exact punishment on those who would break the law. Why are you glaring at me? I thought you understood I'm not the killer. I believe in your case, you wish to exact punishment before anything else happens. That's a fair point. How's his head? Upon closer inspection, it really does look a lot like the Steel Samurai. Maybe that's why they chose him to be a goodwill ambassador. I actually can't discredit that hypothesis. You said something smart. Or maybe the people at the embassy just really like the Steel Samurai. That's absolutely preposterous. I don't think it's that unlikely. We mustn't go around denouncing people's opinions. And yet, look how easily you discredited mine, now that I care why they chose him. Well, he's kind of a fanboy, Franzy, so... Anyways. Aha! A handprint. And what have we here? That dirty smudge looks like a handprint. What's this evident proof your evidence is doing under here? Looks like we got some fingerprints to analyze. Ugh. Worst case scenario, this prints belong to Larry. Looks like it's too late for me to do anything about it now. I doubt it'd be Larry. Why would he grab it? Hey, forensics guy! I want results on these fingerprints ASAP, do you hear me? Agent Lang, I have the analysis results, sir. Good, and? Sir, about the prints we've lifted from the bottom of the statue. Well, you know, the victim of the murder in the Babley's embassy? Prints belong to him, Mr. Manny Cochin, sir. But that's... What's going on around here? No, that's impossible. Each Primaduck statue could only be handled by someone of that country. But the very fact Mr. Cochin's fingerprints are on this one leads me to only one conclusion. This statue is actually Babley's Primaduck statue, so they did swap it. Impossible, it can't be. Yeah. Larry never once set foot in Babbly's soil, so he is free to go. However, this new piece of information only served to confuse us even further. Even Lang was like, what the heck? The ringleader of the smuggling operation was killed with an Abalessian knife in Babel. And Damas too was killed by Albus's soil with Babbly's natural treasure. And the mystery of the great thief Yadagrasu, who visited both countries. The pieces were there, but I had yet to see the big picture they were to form. To be continued. Next time, as we just reached 3 hours exactly. See, I said it'd be another hour and a half. We only hit twice, so that's good. Okay, but that is where we're gonna take a break, I believe. My throat is killing me, so... Also weird that Detective Bad didn't really say much after a certain point. Just kind of noticed that he did not really have anything to say after a while. But I guess he's more after the Yadagarasu than Damask. So, there's too many characters. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the stream. I think 3 hours for this thing is enough, so... Yeah, don't worry, I got drink right here. By the dots. But either way, hope you guys enjoyed the stream. It was an interesting stream. Tomorrow I will probably try my hand at a speedrun. Because, you know, I should probably try to do at least one a week to make sure I don't get super rusty. And if I don't feel like doing a speedrun, then I might start up Wind Waker again. Because, you know, that's fun. That's a fun game. But anyways, I'll see you guys later. Thanks a lot for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed the overlay. Even though it's just a bunch of screen caps that are probably super confusing. But anyways, see you guys probably tomorrow. Already gold. Already got a gold. Alright, see ya.